odds I'll never get in. It's like the bottom of the ninth, and I'm never gonna win this. Life hasn't turned out quite the way I want it to be.
Tell me what you want.
I want a brand new house on an episode of Cribs, and a bathroom I can play baseball in, and a king-size tub big enough for 10 plus me.
So what you need?
I'll need a credit card that's got no limit, and a big black jet with a bedroom in it. Gonna join the Mile High Club at 37,000 feet.
Been done.
I want a new tour bus full of old guitars, mine star on Hollywood Boulevard. Somewhere between Cher and James Dean is fine for me.
So how you gonna do it?
I'm gonna trade this life for fortune and fame. I'd even cut my hair and change my name. Cause we all just wanna be big rock stars and live in hilltop bosses, driving 15 cars. The girls come easy and the drugs come cheap. Well, I'll stay skinny cause we just won't eat, and we'll hang out in the coolest bars in the VIP with the movie stars. Every good gold digger's gonna wind up there. Every playboy bunny with a bleached blonde hair. And well, hey, hey, I wanna be a rock star. Hey, hey, I wanna be a rock star. I wanna be great like Elvis without the tassels. Hire 8 bodyguards that love to beat up assholes. Sign a couple autographs so I can eat my meals for free.
I have the quesadilla.
I'm gonna dress my ass with the latest fashion.
I'm Kevin Lewis from the Tourism Office in St. George, Utah, and I want to welcome you to Sand Hollow State Park, the newest stop on the Pro Watercross Tour. We are excited to have you here. You're going to love the crystal blue water, the coral sand, and the beautiful red rock and OHV country right here in Sand Hollow State Park. It's the newest site on the tour. We welcome you here. Happy New Year.
Hey, it's Mike with OptimRacing.com. I'm here with Jared Moore, who's with Commander Industries, one of the top teams here on the Pro Watercross Tour. We're going to chat with him a little bit about Solus impellers. Jared, kind of give the layman exactly what this does for a watercraft.
Well, that's what pushes it forward. So it's like tires on a car. The bigger tires you put on, the more speed you're going to get, but you need a motor to turn it.
Right.
So the simple way is you have a leading edge of the prop and the trailing edge. So your leading edge is the pull-off. Normally you get like a 30-90, which means this leading edge is 13 degrees off center, and the back is 19. So if you go and ride the boat and it's struggling to hook up off the line, you'd need more angle on the leading edge. And if the boat's revving too hard, you need more angle on the back. But if it's not revving enough, you need to pitch it up and back forward. So the best way is just to get the best prop that'll pull off without spinning, and then get your right RPM, so you have the right power through rev range.
Right. So in a sense, it's a transmission, but also it's drive.
Yeah, it's a lot of work to get the right prop. So
Right.
Solus make a really good prop, and they, you know, you've got to find the right one because everybody's into
I'm not sure why they're not holding now. Oh, you should start with a dead engine.
Make the right one what you need.
Bummer.
Right. Right. So obviously, your big teams like you guys spend a lot of time working with just this little piece.
Yeah.
To make a lot of horsepower to get this thing to activate right.
Especially with the sit-downs, because you need RPM to make boost on the supercharged one. So
Right.
we need a lot of RPM. And as soon as you get a lot of RPM, it's going to cavitate off the line.
Right.
So we need a really good prop to stop the cavitation off the line, and then enough RPM to make good power.
Right. Excellent. So, Solus props can be bought at Commander Industries, and they'll be able to hook you up. All right, this is Mike with ProWatercross.com, and I'm here with Senior Mike Wendricks, the real backbone of this whole program.
That's right, yeah. I'm really proud of Mike. Mike has really come a long way. He and I are always spent a lot of time together, and I think that that's one of the reasons why he's turned out the way he is, because he's always a hard worker and always pushing hard, and I'm really proud of him because he's come to this level. And like you were saying about the motocross has always been a big thing of his heart, my heart. You know, that's where I started. I never really got to do this. I was never good like he was, but you know, I'm living my dream through him now. And I'll tell you what, for every father out there, get involved, get with your kid, spend time, and he's going to turn out well, and you're going to be very proud of him as well. So.
That's great advice. Talk a little bit about what it's like to actually see Mike progress from a youngster, you know, all the way up into where he's at now. That's got to be an amazing journey to see looking back.
Well, I'll tell you what, a lot of my friends and family at home never really understood why I took all the time to do what I did. I mean, Mike has been riding motorcycles since he was 3 years old, and that's the truth. Bought him his first motorcycle in February when he was 3, and he's been riding them since then. And just every year, I would just see him get better and better, and my pockets get emptier and emptier. But you know what?
But your smile getting bigger and bigger.
I'll tell you what. It's been really, really great. You know, just being a part of the whole thing with him, and meeting all the people at all the races, whether it be motocross, this jet ski thing. Yeah, he's been doing this is his 4th year coming into it. I've met a lot of great people. The people that I have met are always there willing to help, whether they're a competitor against Mike or whether they're just there, you know, just to help out. So I mean, with that, you know, it's just like motocross, and it's just another sport where everybody humps together and they do something just to make everybody day go a little bit better. They don't always go well, but I tell you what, when we've had the bad times and something gets broke and I don't have enough time to get onto that next race, onto that next line, people jump in and they help us get whether it be the ski together or the motorcycle together, they help us get it together, and that's really important when you have a sport with this nature. So I'm really happy, really happy.
You should be a proud dad.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, we're happy to have you guys around, and
I live in Illinois. Mike, has 2 homes in Havasu, 1 here, and every moment I get, he buys me a plane ticket. I says, I'm there. Work can wait. It'll still be there when I get back. So that's one of the great things. I own my own business, so it's a little easier for me to do that. But I wouldn't miss it. It's the best.
So, come on out, moms, dads, kids, everybody.
That's right. That's right.
Mike Senior at JetSkiWebsites.com. Check him out.
All right.
Come on out.
We'll see you on the water. All right.
All right. It's Mike with OptimRacing.com here with Shante Bukes, one of our international riders here on the ProWatercross.com tour. We're going to talk a little bit about the upcoming World Championships in Naples, Florida. Shante, how are you looking forward to that, and what kind of training are you doing to get there?
Well, I'm very fortunate to be here in America, training with the best guys out on the water, do a bit of national racing to get myself prepared. And of course, I work out with the guys back in South Africa, do some mountain bike riding, and of course, working out in the gym. And yeah, just training out on the water and on the gym, yeah.
That's great. It's great to see you out there battling with the guys. I know you've embarrassed some of them for sure. And I think some of that'll be going on in Naples for the World Championships. It's great to have you guys over here. I think it's it definitely adds some flair and some competition for sure. And so we look forward to having you.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm looking forward to be there. Thanks.
Look out for Shantae Bukes.
Cool. Thank you.
It's Mike with it's Mike with OptimRacing.com here. I have John Block. We just spoke with Josh Block a little bit ago, and this is truly the backbone to the Block Racing family, I think. Next to Mom. Next to Mom,
my wife.
of course.
It's definitely my wife. She's the one who keeps the glue together. Wasn't for her, we'd be everywhere.
We exploded. So
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about how the Block family does stick together on the road through the trials and tribulations this sport takes.
What it does is it takes teamwork. Lots of it. We all have a job. My wife has a job, I have a job, Josh has a job, my daughter Allie takes all the photos, and she actually works here and gets paid for some of the stuff that she does. Actually, she's the only one making any money at this sport right now. And we've been doing this now for 11 years. So when we started out, Josh was 11, Allie was 9. And we decided to get everybody focused in on something to do so that when we all come to the race, we all have something we enjoy.
Delegation.
Otherwise, somebody's here and they don't want to be here.
Right.
And that's why I'm here now, because they all want to be here. Otherwise, I'd be golfing or something.
At home doing something fun,
Yeah.
right?
You got it. Anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, what was it like, you as a father, believe it or not, I'm a father, what was it like seeing Josh come up through the ranks and become the rider that he's become?
Josh started out on a 550 in a pond in our backyard when he was 7, and it was a 300cc. I bought it for $300. And he started just riding all the time. Basically, he rode, I brought gasoline home from work. And once we went to the first race, it was pretty much hands down. He knew what he wanted to do. He did a little bit of go-kart racing, and he did some four-wheeling until he got to be about 11. And then it was pretty much we knew what we wanted to do. Because it's all about the jet ski family, the people here. We always felt like people. I used to race jet skis back in the day, and when I came back, the same camaraderie, same people hanging out. You can go to a trailer and ask somebody, and they will help you.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what jet skiing is.
Yep.
And I think it's because we're all stuck in this parking lot for 3 days.
Yeah.
Or when we went four-wheeling, you would leave. And it was a totally different atmosphere.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But it had to be gratifying to see Josh come up through the ranks, become, like I said, the rider.
Yeah, he did. He rode a lot. It was a lot of practice, a lot of work. We stuck with it. He's one of the only juniors left, I think, pretty much. And sponsors, big part of it.
Yeah. Anybody you personally, Josh covered it, anybody personally you want to thank, that helps you out and gets you to race a race?
Yeah, you know what? We got to thank out Tim Judge. Judge Motorsports helps us a lot. And Yamaha, if Scott Watkins wouldn't have gave Josh an email when he was 14 years old and he won the world title, 13, 15-year-old, we wouldn't be here today. Because everything Yamaha has done for us to get us here has been a big help. Other just parts and everything we need, that's been helping us big time. And I must say, they never wavered once.
Terrific.
And they're still with us. And we're still running Yamaha, and we're going to keep running Yamaha just strictly because of it.
That's terrific.
Yeah, works out good.
All right. You heard it from the man, the backbone, the dad,
There you
Josh
go.
Block's dad, John Block.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kevin Lewis from the Tourism Office in St. George, Utah, and I want to welcome you to Sand Hollow State Park, the newest stop on the Pro Watercross Tour. We are excited to have you here. You're going to love the crystal blue water, the coral sand, and the beautiful red rock and OHV country right here in Sand Hollow State Park. It's the newest site on the tour. We welcome you here. Happy New Year.
I want somebody to speed it up for freedom.
water spots baking on your boat from the sun? Try Jet Renew Pink Plus. Our 2-in-1 product is ideal to keep your boat looking good right when it comes out of the water. Made to enhance color, eliminate hard water deposits, protects from start to finish, leaving behind a high gloss and wax finish. Jet Renew Pink Plus. Spray it on, wipe it off, leaves a shine right behind every time. Available in gallons and 16-ounce bottles. We are the leaders in the marine industry. Get yours today at jetrenew.com. Tired of water spots baking on your boat from the sun? Try Jet Renew Pink Plus.
I wanna breathe the sky and come crashing down. And if I get lost, you better bet I'm gonna get found. Hey, yes, you know I'm hungry. And you better bet I'm easy. You know I'm homeward bound. And if I get lost, you better bet I'm gonna get found.
What makes a city a destination? Is it the history of the place, or the history you can make there? Is it the famous or not so famous that make it special? Really special. Natural or made by hand? Ask yourself, is your next destination hip, historic, and almost heaven?
I'm Danny Jones, Mayor of Charleston, West Virginia, with a personal welcome to the city that's known for its hospitality, river fun, cool restaurants, historic architecture, and great meeting venues. Make your next destination someplace hip, historic, and almost heaven. Make it Charleston, West Virginia.
Wake up in Charleston, West Virginia, a capital city with small town charm. It's easy to get here. Named for that famous jet pilot who broke the sound barrier, you can touch down at Yeager Airport and be downtown in just about 5 minutes. Plus, Charleston, West Virginia is your gateway and getaway to all that's wild and wonderful about the Mountain State, because you're only about an hour's drive from world-class adventure. And for those intrigued with our rich history, there's a trail, a tour, or a site that will take you back in time, back to our salty past. Walk where the Iroquois and Adena once lived. Visit the hometown of Reverend Leon Sullivan, or see how that past has manifested itself in our future at the world-class Clay Center for the Arts and Sciences.
There's a spring in the mountain and it flows down to the town.
Heard round the world on National Public Radio. Mountain Stage calls Charleston, West Virginia home. Catch it live and in person here. You can soothe the senses in a more classical way, or turn up the volume with excitement. But if getting down to business is why you're here, we're ready for you. From the convention center to Charleston's hotels, we do what it takes to make sure your stay exceeds expectations. Whether spending the day at work or at play, we're a bona fide walkable city. In fact, strolling in Charleston is a walk back in time to simple pleasures and new family traditions. But as we say in Charleston, it's all about the food. And when the day drifts into night, all the stars come out and light up our skies. In Charleston, nighttime is the right time to just relax. Whatever you do, live it up and enjoy Charleston's special blend of hospitality. So come discover your inner hip, historic and almost heaven. There's only one place to do it. Charleston, West Virginia.
We're here for the Pro Watercross Tour. This is Reno, Nevada, and talking about getting lucky, one guy I know for sure doesn't need to get lucky because preparation and a lot of hard work will get him to the top of the podium, as he amply demonstrated the first two tour rounds. Chris McCluggage back again in Reno.
Yes, Dawn. The first two tour rounds for me is like, I got to go home to Florida and it's see family, and my family was there, my wife and my 2 kids. And going to a race like that in the Gulf of Mexico with waves and being able to jump, it's just, that's my deal. No one's, I grew up in that Gulf of Mexico, and that's what I love to do. I love to express myself that way on the water. But here it's a different situation. We're at 5,000 foot elevation, the skis are much slower, and being on the flat water definitely equals a playing field out a lot.
Do you have to do a whole bunch of different things to the boat to be able to adapt to this different altitude?
Yes, the preparation just, is definitely a couple weeks in advance by ordering different parts from our sponsors. Like, we have a great sponsor, ADA Racing, and they make all new domes for our boats so we can increase or try to get back the compression that we lost by going up in altitude. So that helps the boat, accelerate. But still, at the end of the day, all said and done, doing all the modifications we can, put the compression back in the boat, we still end up losing about 3 to 4 miles an hour and a good percentage of acceleration.
So what are you looking at as far as top speeds for the stand-ups this weekend for you?
Normally we're at like 68, 69. Probably here is like 64, 63.
So quite a bit of difference.
Yes.
For you, I want to talk about actually what I think is one of the unique aspects of you as a racer. First off, you are not afraid to show your emotions, not just on the line, but out on the course, which I love. I think that makes for somebody started smiling. Is there a particular race that came to mind for you?
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about by asking that question, but I just, I don't know. I mean, there's good and bad emotions. Hopefully I don't show too many bad ones out there.
Oh,
but
no, I meant good.
I enjoy racing, and I work hard at what I do, and I'm not taking it away from other people working hard. But I just, I don't know. I feel like you gotta have fun with it. If it's not fun, then why do it?
So Chris, one of the great things about you and a great aspect of your racing is you're not afraid to show emotion. On and off the track, you're so much fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, like in the waves, it's for me. That's like it's like a kid in a candy store. I see something out there. I'm like, okay, well, how can I hit this wave and get me, out closer to that buoy that's in the, out past the brake line or whatever. So I'm always looking ahead out there. Okay, well, this wave here, if I can hit this wave, jump past 2 waves, and get to that area, I'm going to pull ahead of the competition because I know they're not going to do that. If there's big waves on the back side of the track, I know when I get to the front side of the track, those waves are going to be there. So I'm always, in the surf, I'm thinking a lot more than I normally do. So there's a lot of things, and I think that's what really helps me pull away from the competition. Where those guys, and also a lot of those guys, hit the waves, they jump straight up. For me, it's about hitting it and passing 2 other waves. Launching over 2 other waves.
I love watching you do that. Sort of difference between riding on flat water, which you're going to be dealing with this weekend, and dealing with surf, which you are definitely a master at. So how does your riding style change when you get to flat water like this?
Well, there's obviously no waves. It's actually, for me, it's a very boring, it's good if it's going to be competitive, but for me, it's actually a boring race, to be honest with you. It's a bad day at the office. It's like something I don't look for. This becomes more of a work for me. Florida in the waves is like recreation jet skiing. Here it's like I know I'm coming to a race. It's, I love waves. That's all I can say. I don't want to down, anything and say bad things about it, but I really love the ocean. Any type of waves that we can race in, ocean type waves, even Lake Michigan, those type of waves.
Oh yeah.
But I love that. It's like you could go into work any time of the day.
Well, it's neat that we have such a cool family sport, but I think what is even more cool and what a pinnacle that we're finally going to have a world championship in your hometown.
Yes.
What's that feel like for you?
Racing in Naples, Florida, where I grew up. I graduated high school there. I lived there from 3 years of age to 18 years of age, and it's going to be really emotional. It's something I've always wanted to do, and something I've never got to do. They've never had a race that I was able to participate in Naples, and there's great beaches and everything, but unfortunately we're going to be at a lake. But at the same time, it's going to be in Naples. I'm going to have probably every single family member that I have that's alive at the race, and it's going to be awesome. There's Arminio's hometown, and hopefully we're going to have a pizza party at Mamma Mia's, and
deal.
Yeah, so it's going to be a great event. I'm really looking forward to it, and I really commend AJ on going against the grain and doing something different, and that's what a business takes. Hopefully he's going to be successful at what he's doing.
I can't wait to see racing down there. There's specific things that you, since this is really your area of expertise to be in Florida, what kind of things do we need to get prep forward to need when we're going to go back and race in Florida on a lake?
Well, that time of year, I think we're mid-September, and hopefully it'll be cooling down a little bit. There could be some afternoon storms, but that's just the subtropical climate of Naples, Florida. It could be humid. It may be settling down a little bit, and hopefully it will be. But it's a beautiful town. There's great restaurants, like I said, Mamma Mia's one being, and just a lot of things there that's really nice. There's beautiful white sand beaches, similar to Pensacola. Great nightlife. It's really grown since I've moved away from there. Even it's a place I call home.
So, for people that haven't had a chance to really follow your career, tell me how you got started in this.
Well, the first time I ever started riding jet skis, or the first time I was actually on a jet ski, was Naples, Florida. We lived in Vanderbilt Beach area, which is northern Naples, and a friend of ours, which was Arminio's father, Arminio Iantosca's father, brought a jet ski over. We were having a backyard barbecue. We were able to water ski and hydroslide and do all that stuff in the backyard. We lived on a canal that went to the Gulf of Mexico. So we were able to do all that stuff, and somebody brought a jet ski over, which was Arminio Iantosca. And later that week, my dad, said, "Hey, this is the throttle, this is the start-stop," and I was gone. And I did good on it right away, stood up right away, and just had a great time. So that week, I think my dad maybe purchased it for $600 or $700. It was a 440, 1983 model. Bought that, and 2 years later, I was racing it, and we had a great lake back there to ride in. But then most of the time, how I got so good in the surf, I'd ride from my house out to the Gulf of Mexico, and when I would get out there, typically it was rough all the time, and I would go out and when there was being tropical storms at the beginning of them, there's good waves, and at the end of them, there's good waves. So my dad always encouraged me to go ride in that stuff, and I had a great group of guys that I rode with. They were all guys who like to ride in the ocean. Then we would go. There was a place we called the Snake, and that was a mangrove trail, like slalom track in the trees, and we had some really, really fun times up there. Good growing up in Naples for riding jet skis.
So what was your favorite thing, or what was the coolest thing that you ever saw when you were out on the ocean riding?
I have a good story though. Where we would always go ride, I had this 300 SX, and I'd ride from the Gulf, or from our house, ride it around, and meet my parents. There was a bar, cheeky bar on the water. We'd go there for dinner, they'd have a couple drinks, and I'd ride with my friends there. They were all older guys. One kid was close to my age, but I was probably 12, 13 years old. And I had this, I was racing at the time, so probably 13 or 14 years old. And I had this 300 SX, and the 300 SX has these rails that go up on the side, but it comes with a thumb throttle. And we changed it to a finger throttle. I took the hood off to turn the idle up, because when I was out jumping waves with it, and I let it off the throttle, it would turn off. Right. So I have it idling, I drop the handle pull, and the thing just takes off out in the Gulf. Oh. And it was hitting these waves all by itself, and just and the waves, it eventually pushed the thing around, so it went back onto the beach, and actually drove up the beach, and the thing just running wide open. But by that time, I was like grabbing any ski that I saw in sight, and you know when they say you get that superhuman strength, like in a situation like that, I think something overcame, you know, adrenaline or what. But I dragged one of my friend's skis that was probably, you know, a good 50, 60 feet up the beach, and that was, you know, only 12 or 13 years. I grabbed that thing, and I got it in the water, started it up, and hauled butt over to it, and was able to turn the ski off and save it before it blew up. And then the guy's like, well, why'd you ride my ski? I was like, hey man, my ski did this, and, you know, so long story short, the ski ran well still, and, you know, lesson learned. So it's good that we have lanyards now.
You're right. It's your fault. I'm just kidding. Another great opportunity to get a little bit of insight into one of the greatest racers that we've ever had the privilege of being involved with Watercross. I can't wait to see you this weekend, but even more importantly, I think it's going to be a landmark opportunity to have us be at that World Championship in Naples.
Yes, yes, looking forward to it. I mean, I know everyone in my family is looking forward to it. It's going to be a good deal for them. You know, it's going to be almost like I'm trying to get a little family reunion going on too, because my nephew's stationed in the Coast Guard in Hawaii, so we're trying to get everybody together for it. And, hey, I'm going to be here for this at that time. My wife and kids are going to be there. Okay, your wife will be there. It'd be really nice.
My wife? Yeah, right.
No, my
no, I know, I'm just giving you a hard time.
But, yes.
The other cool thing I think is really fun is one of my favorite pictures of you was a big, huge air that you had gotten, and I can't remember what stop it was. Mike said he actually saw it, a particular tour stop, it was years ago, but you caught about 30 foot of air. Do you remember that one?
Was it Oceanside, California? Yeah. Yeah, I had that on my Facebook just recently, and they aired videos of it, and that was a great event. It was all rounds. There was 8 rounds. They did a round Saturday, a round Sunday, and all of them were in Oceanside. So all of them were in the surf. So I was, I just got to, I was riding for Kawasaki at the time, so Kawasaki pretty much rented a hotel room for the month for me, and they rented it for the month, so I was able to stay down there for a month and you know, enjoy my time.
Oh my gosh. You have definitely seen a ton. I really appreciate you taking time out and hanging out with us.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Great to have you. Are you going to do any more of the tour stops, or just going to meet us at World?
No, I'm going to, you know, I wasn't going to do Louisville, but thank goodness for the floods and awkward way I'm saying that, but you know, I am going to a race in England, and which is good because I'll be able to go see my wife's family over there and race in front of them in England, and they're all coming to it. And then September, race in Naples at the World Championships in front of my family.
I mentioned to Kevin Redder that he should come hang out with us in Naples. I think you'll be able to see him in Doncaster actually. He's supposed to be racing there, so tell him that he's more than welcome to come hang out with us.
I mean, you know, Steve Bushell's bringing a container of boats over to Naples, and that my ski coming back from Doncaster should be in that one. And we hope that, you know, a lot of other people come along with it. You know, James is going to race, and hopefully we can get some, you know, hopefully we can get some information from AJ and hand it out at the Doncaster race, and maybe we'll get some riders over there.
Oh, I appreciate that. All right, once again, inside the tour with one of the greatest racers of all time, the one and only Chris McCluggage. I'm Dawn Dawson. You've been watching more cool stuff from Pro Watercross.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to St. George, Utah for the Red Desert Classic. And I'll tell you what, Don, it is going to be something else. Round number 4, the Hidden Trails Yamaha Pro Watercross Tour, and the live feed brought to us by Visit West Virginia. We have had quite a weekend already.
Yeah, we certainly have. It's our inaugural visit here in beautiful St. George, Utah. First time we've ever had a national tour race. And man, they rolled out the red carpet as well as the gorgeous red sand out here. As you take a look out over the water, these bright blue, gorgeous waters, red sand, incredible views, Mike, and some incredible racing. Doing a little bit of a recap, we were talking about that race yesterday with Chris McCluggage actually getting docked for missing a buoy. Reasoning for that, they had a rider in the water. He dodged to miss the rider, got docked 2 laps. Tough break for him. I can't wait to see him back out today. I'm sure it's going to be spectacular to watch.
Oh, yeah, Ski GP class has been fun all season long. McCluggage's been undefeated, though, in the finals, but he's got his work cut out for him here in St. George.
Yeah, it certainly did. Now, that was a qualifier, so we're coming to the big show today. As you know, we changed that system where we have that one moto, and that is the moto for Pro-Am Ski GP. So that'll be coming right at you. A lot of other great racing. As you know, the quest continues for Abdullah Al-Fadel. 3 national champions. That was the goal that he declared that he wanted, and again yesterday had some great racing.
And talk a little bit about St. George and some of the crazy stuff that's happened here before.
Oh my gosh, this place is gorgeous, Mike. Well, first off, I think it's really notable, right? This is at 2,800 feet above sea level, so they're still dealing with altitude. But I think the biggest issue this weekend for the racers has been the triple digit. The heat here has been crazy. Definitely something they've had to deal with physically for them, but also losing some horsepower in that when you have that kind of heat. In fact, crazy little trivia, at 113 degrees, you're actually not allowed to fly aircraft. They have to shut the airport down. I don't know if you knew that. So we may not be leaving tomorrow. Hopefully,
let's hang out.
We'll get to stay. That would kind of be a cool thing. The other thing, 81 degrees is the temperature. A couple of other notable things. One of our favorite movies, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, filmed right here in Utah. Also, Romancing the Stones, an oldie but a goodie.
And Tanya Tucker, actually, from here, country music star.
Yep, if you like country music, which we do.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, that's enough for trivia. Let's go into opening ceremonies, and let's bring up our good friend Kelly Smith from Team Faith to bestow a blessing on the event. Kelly Smith, ladies and gentlemen.
We all just take a moment to pray with me. Lord, we just want to invite you here to be a part of this event. Ask for your blessing. We ask that we would just be mindful of the things that you've blessed us with. Thank you so much for the ability to live the lifestyles that bring us out to Pro Watercross Tour. Your word tells us that you've made this day and that we should rejoice and be glad in it. We want to do just that, Lord. Thank you for all that you've given us, that you've afforded us the ability to come out here and to live this lifestyle, racing Pro Watercross Tour. Pray that your hedge of protection would be around each and every one out there, Lord, that you would give them wisdom and strength. It's in your Son, Jesus' name, we pray. Amen.
Woohoo, thank you so much, Kelly.
Yeah, thank you very much, Kelly. And ladies and gentlemen, if we could get everybody to please rise. The flag is located on the tower. We're going to play the national anthem. Let's pay homage to those brave young men and women who are overseas right now fighting for the very right for us to be here to race.
What's up, only we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight over ramparts we watched.
I tell you what, I get goosebumps every time I hear that. Don Dawson, it's time to go racing here with the Pro Runabout Open class.
I'm ready, and I am pretty sure these guys down the line are ready as well. As you look out over that, it is Pro and Runabout Open that is right behind Rubber Band, and these guys getting ready to rumble. Mike, we had a lot of fun watching them yesterday. Let's talk about the riders.
Well, I'll tell you what, down online in the Pro Runabout Open class, he is 4 for 4 in his last 4 motos out. He's out of Naples, Florida, riding atop of Sea-Doo, sponsored by Jet Tribe, HydroTurf, Villain Clothing, Riva, Nutrition Elite, and Inked Vinyl. Boat number 4 is Arminio Iantasca.
He comes from us by Kuwait. He's sponsored by Dean's Team, Yamaha Factory Racing, Riva Racing, and the KSR Team, Government of Kuwait. Boat number 30, it's Abdullah Al-Fadel.
And rounding out your field, she comes from South Africa. She'll be riding atop of Yamaha, sponsored by Commander Industries, Burn Industries, TM Trucking, and LPS 72 is Shantae Bukes.
From Bradenton, Florida, aboard a Yamaha. Oh, he's actually not going to be running in this particular moto. That is going to be your 3 riders out on the water. Ready to rock and roll as we go to this next moto with Arminio taking the win again yesterday. We had talked about it, Abdullah. But interesting that Arminio Iantasca making a bid for this championship, and it's so great to have him back out here.
You know, one thing different about this race here, round number 4 of the Hidden Trails Yamaha Pro Watercross Tour, is we've got a right-hand turn. We got a right-hand first turn. We've had 3 lefts in a row, and we're going to see who can turn right.
Yep. Yeah. Which, by the way, normally we have a left. It's a left track, left-hand start, and then you go left on the track. So you have mostly left turns. This time a little bit different. You see a lot more yellow buoys out here on the track. That will make definitely make a factor on some of the riders. Not so much the pro riders, but some of the amateur riders or the riders that are just stepping up into the pro ranks. You got to be able to work both sides.
Hey, by the way, we'd like to say a special shout out to Samantha, who's listening in on the live stream from Visit West Virginia. And folks, we're all going to be visiting West Virginia, and just about a month from now, we're all heading to Charleston for the finals of the Pro Watercross Tour.
Oh my goodness, that's so true. Samantha, I can't wait to come back and hang out there. We had some fantastic racing last year in West Virginia, and again, the fact that Samantha and the gang decided to help us out, sponsor this live stream, has just helped us go to the very next level. So thank you so much. Visit West Virginia, and I hope you will come visit it with us. It's just a few weeks away now as we wind down on this national tour. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. By the way, we'd like to say a special shout out and prayers to all those folks down there in Louisville, Texas. You know, we were going to be there next, and unfortunately, the floods haven't subsided there yet, and we will not be able to race there.
I know, and I so wanted to go down and hang out there. Obviously, Dallas, Texas, my hometown, so I'm sad, but hopefully next year we'll be able to go out and hang out. What a beautiful race venue that is, and again, all of our hearts and prayers for those guys down in Louisville, Texas. So we'll be back next year for that. Meanwhile, Georgia is going to be our next stop.
Yeah, we're going to head out to Lake Hartwell, the Peach State.
You're going to have to practice your drawl, honey. Learn how to speak
It's
Southern.
hard having a drawl. Being from Ohio and living in Florida for the last 25 years, I don't know. I got some type of accent. I just don't know what kind.
Yeah, I tell you what, we have talked a lot. True. We talked a lot about the riders. Let's talk a little bit about the holders as I look down there. Abdullah Al-Fadel has got some of the best holders in the business. Dustin Cherrier, part of Dean Cherrier. And then, of course, Cat Daddy holding for Abdullah Al-Fadel, and that's got to be, what do you think, part of the reason for some of these great starts?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, and speaking of great starts, Iantasca's had nothing but great starts, and he's got Troy the Slugger Snyder down there holding for him, along with Tim Judge, TJ, one of the best mechanics in the business.
Boy, and I'll tell you, he certainly is. Tim Judge, of course, from Tim Judge Motorsports, and that guy has been in the business for over 2 decades as racer and as a mechanic.
Here we go. Uh-oh, and they're bumping side by side. Al-Fadel and Iantasca, and Al-Fadel going to grab the hole shot. First hole shot there for the Yamaha in about, since Pensacola.
Yeah, he had been pushing hard for that, and actually had a little bit of a sleeper start yesterday, so great to see him out there on the gas. He got a little pushy on that. Took the outside split, and what happened here, Mike?
Iantasca missed the buoy, and he is not happy about the bumping and grinding.
Oh, he's got a steering problem, maybe.
Well,
yeah, he's moving that handle puller back and forth. Yeah, sure enough, Mike, he's got something going on with the boat. He said, I'm going to go ahead and go do a lap, but something going on. That is a tough break for him. Okay, so the recap on Iantasca, wasn't able to even compete on the final for the 2 races in Panama City Beach and in Pensacola. And yeah, you can tell he's having a hard time turning the boat at all.
Well, I'll tell you what, I know that we've still got about 11 and a half minutes to go in this one. Al-Fadel in the lead on the Dean's Team Factory Yamaha. But doing moto math right now, Arminio still needs to finish this race and get some points because he's got a first place in the first moto from yesterday. And if he can finish this race, he'll at least get a 1 and 3, and it'll give an opportunity to get an overall. Alfadel with a 2 yesterday.
Yep.
A 1 would give him a 3. And if Ian Tosca could get past him and have Shantae work for him,
Yep.
he could still get an overall. Shantae Bukes, I'll tell you what, this girl is one incredible rider from South Africa.
She really is, Mike. She had started out, got discovered, if you will, by Dustin Montzuris and asked her to be on the team, come over here and race on the national tour. She's unable to do all of the stops because she's currently in school. But I talked to her a little bit last week. She will be at the World Championship down in Naples, Florida. And I tell you what, she is one of the girls you've got to keep your eye on. She is a very fast racer.
Yeah, exactly, the 2013 world champion. Glad to have her here with us in St. George.
All right, meanwhile, back on the right-hand side of the track, as we look out to that outside split, wisely, Abdullah decides to take the inside as Arminio Ian-Tosca still nursing that boat, just trying to get a couple of laps in, as you said, to get those points.
And here comes your leader, Al Fidel, again riding from out of Kuwait City, Kuwait. Known as the Kuwaiti Killer down there in the pits, and he is killing it out there right now, riding in 3 different classes, seeking 3 different Pro Watercross Tour championships.
Yeah, really looking for the moniker of Iron Man out here, or a Tough Mudder, if you will. That guy is a very, very driven, has trained a ton this year. It was interesting, I'm not sure you remember in the social media landscape last year, Abdullah talked a lot because he so wanted to be here, was unable to be on that national tour. But after every round, if you remember, he was always in there responding, talking to all the riders, wishing everybody good luck.
He was actually going to school. He's going to be an attorney for the government over there in Kuwait.
Yep, so unable to be here. That is so cool, by the way. He's almost done with that, by the way. So anyway, it's great to have him back here, and he also will be at the World.
By the way, I'd like to welcome Joe Newman to the Tower of Power.
Yep, and it's really great. Thank you so much for being here, and special thanks to Joe Newman and all of you guys for bringing us over to St. George, Utah. I love this place.
You bet. We're happy to have everybody. It's been great bringing the races here. I think it makes a great fit for a venue, and hopefully you get to enjoy some new scenery while you're out here.
Yeah, well, yeah, we already have, actually, Joe. It's really spectacular to see. I have not been able to get over to Zion, but several of the riders.
That's a must-do. Take an extra day. Go see it.
All right, we will definitely do that. But thank you once again so much for having us come out here.
You bet. It's a pleasure. Thanks for coming.
St. George, Utah, A to Zion.
There you go.
Abdullah Al-Fadel, still your leader, top right-hand side of the track. He'll work the outside split once again. And again, for those of you listening in at home, you're watching the Red Desert Championship here in St. George, Utah, round number 4 of the Hidden Trails Yamaha Pro Watercross Tour. Abdullah Al-Fadel out of Kuwait City, Kuwait is your leader, working right to left down the front straightaway.
Yeah, what an incredible year this guy has already had. I mean, he started out the first couple, well, actually, that first tour stop was pretty much picture perfect for Abdullah. But when you switch forward to Pensacola, that's when disaster struck, able to work his way through that, went off his boat, got injured. Haven't really talked about that much, but injured enough that he had to go get an MRI when he went back to Kuwait in between the race stops. Came back out to Reno, Nevada, had been unable to be on the boat, Mike, except for a couple of days prior to the event. Hadn't even had a chance to test it in fresh water. He's only been racing that boat in salt water, had not had any ride time. Came out in Reno, did so well, and as you can see today, he is still on the charge.
Yeah, and speaking of the Pro Runabout Open, let's let everybody know that's listening in at home what the points are right now. Abdullah Al-Fadel is current points leader with 166.
And right next to him, Arminio Ian-Tosca, as we had talked about, couldn't make the first 2 tour stops, but made up for it. 99 points coming into this round.
And in third place here with us this weekend, but not out on the track, is the slugger Troy Snyder with 92 points.
Yep, and in fourth, Dylan Osborne, who we had been talking about, another inaugural rider moving up into the pro ranks, was 87 points on the mark right now.
Yeah, and I believe he and the next rider will both be in Lake Hartwell. Mike Bellamy, who is in 5th place with 79 points.
Yep, and then in 6th, a gentleman that we had talked about yesterday, Eric Francis, who had phenomenal races at both Panama City Beach and also at Pensacola. He unable to be here. He told me that he broke his hand. That's 60 points on the scoreboard right now.
Yeah, Shantae Bukes had 48 coming into today, but you know she's going to be moving up in the ranks.
Yeah, definitely. It's so great to have her back. She had been able to be here to only those 2 stops, Reno and then also here in St. George.
Hey, by the way, we've got our Pro-Am Ski GP coming up next, and it is going to be a dandy. It's going to be the final, and Nick Handler, your tower director, is letting everyone know we got 6 minutes down and 6 + 1 to go.
Yep. So we picked up this longer format for 2015. And this is just one of the many great changes that we've had. But this longer format has done a couple of things for the riders, Mike. If you look back, when we looked at that Reno, Nevada race, first time we got the opportunity to see Aaron Gawecki, who we'll be watching later. I tell you what, those longer motos definitely helped him, and also the gentleman we saw just a little while ago, Kelly Smith.
Yeah, Kelly Smith, who had come off his HX last weekend, was able to battle his way back into that top position. Sport GP going to be another very good class to watch. Make sure that if you're tuned in right now and you got some friends that are interested in personal watercraft racing, you better call them up. Tell them to go to prowatercross.com and make sure they dial in the live feed. Brought to you by Visit West Virginia.
Back out on the track, and I take a look over on the right-hand side, you'll notice that we've got the split section, as Mike talked about, an unusual setup this year with a right-hand turn, and as we look out, we have to look to the right for the splits. Abdullah Alfadel scooting through those, just counting down the time right now, and pretty much all by his lonesome.
Exactly.
A lot of real estate between him and second place.
He is definitely on a Sunday drive.
Yes, if you could call a Sunday drive, going about 80 miles an hour.
Well, I'll tell you what, for those of you listening in at home, I know that we've only got a couple riders out there, but I don't know if you can see any of the landscape in the background. This is just absolutely picturesque. One of the most picturesque race sites that I think I've ever been to in my 27-year career.
Yes, I think God's Country was one of the Colonel Powell, a gentleman that discovered Lake Powell, actually was one of his quotes that he thought that he had discovered God's Country when he got to Utah. What a beautiful way to describe it.
Yeah. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid was actually filmed here.
Yes. Yeah, that's one of my favorite with Robert Redford. And oh, man. Awesome. I can see why they've had so many Westerns filmed out here. Look at Abdullah Alfadel just flying along on that Dean's Team Yamaha boat. Man, what a winning combination Dean's Team has had this year.
Yeah, you know what? They've got some other riders in their arsenal, too, like Travis Zalesko, who everybody will be able to see here a little bit later in that pro runabout stock class. He was killing it yesterday in his rookie season out here.
Yeah, he really was. Well, it's funny you say that because, right, he hole shot at Abdullah, which is unusual. We haven't seen very many people hole shot Abdullah Alfadel all year.
I think Arminio and Travis. I think that's about it.
About it, yeah. Oh, aren't you one with the trivia? All right, we're going to be having the Pro-Am, it looks like Pro-Am Ski GP coming up next. That is going to be our next race on the docket for the Pro Show. If you're listening to us on the live stream, we'll do a special thanks then to Visit West Virginia. Really appreciate those guys sponsoring us this year. And Samantha, I heard you were listening in, so thank you so much. We've had a ton of people listening. I want to say a special hi to a gentleman out of Cabo San Lucas. Kedrick Bales was watching yesterday.
Yeah, actually raced with us last week in Reno. Jonathan Denton down in the Honduras, he's listening to us. Mark Valio.
Yep.
Down in Fort Pierce. Care Bear in Tavares.
Yep, I heard Eric Francis said he had been tuning in a little bit on and off, so it's great to have these guys. Yeah. Eric Lagopoulos, another notable that we're missing out on the track, actually. Fortunately, we get to see a lot more of these guys when we move back east. That's the great thing about doing a national tour is we're able to span the country. So we run into a lot of people that we haven't seen for a while. Speaking of that, Chad Cole.
Yeah.
How great to see him.
Yeah, you know, and a big shout out to Chad Cole and his company here, Moto Zoo, who is the sponsor for our start line and our finish line this weekend.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, there's a gentleman got involved with CrossFit. He looks so awesome this year. It's great to see him. All right, a couple more laps. Green flag still out. Abdullah Alfadel has just reeled it back in a little bit on the throttle, wanting to save that boat, Mike.
Yeah, going to save the engine a little bit. And while he's saving the engine, we'd like to say a very special thanks to all of our tour sponsors who include Hidden Trails Motorsports, our manufacturer members, Yamaha and Sea-Doo, as well as Jet Trim, Jet Lift, Brad Maloney and the folks over at Goggle Grip, Mike Bartolomeo at OptimaRacing.com.
Also, special thanks to Solus. That's our official prop for the 2015 Hidden Trails Pro Watercross Tour, as well as Slippery When Wet. And Slippery When Wet is our official wetsuit for the 2015 Pro Watercross Tour.
And what makes your boat look so pretty?
I know, Jet Renew.
And I noticed you had a bunch of Jet Renew with you yesterday.
Yeah, I certainly did. So I wanted to thank those guys. They did this awesome raffle at the last weekend at the last round in Reno. I just wanted to thank Jeanette and all those guys. And Kim Richards' boat looks so beautiful. She's sponsored by Jet Renew, but that's one of the reasons her boat looks awesome.
Hey, also a big shout out to IPD Graphics, Davis Trailer World, and Austin Spencer Collision helping us out this year on the Pro Watercross Tour.
As I look out over the water, Mike, it looks like the one card coming up. That's indicating that there's only 1 minute left to go in the race. Of course, as fast as Abdullah's been going, that may be several laps. 2 or 3?
Yeah, I'll tell you. Well, since he's backed off the gas, he'll
right.
probably get a white flag this next time around.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's only going 60 instead of 90 and a half.
Exactly. And again, kudos to Shantae Bukes out here racing in the Pro Runabout Open class and the whole Commander crew. And the Commander got a big crew out here with us in St. George as well.
Yeah, they have been such a huge supporter for the national tour, and it was really great to catch up with Steve Webster, part of that crew, obviously, and his wife out here this weekend. Love to see Brittany and their 3 kids who are completely adorable. So as we had talked about, this truly is such a family sport, and I feel like we're always catching up with not just friends, but people that are truly family for us, and these guys are very indicative of that. Sunday afternoon is what we're doing with the national tour as the white flag comes out.
White flag out, and Abdullah Al-Fadel sporting that GoPro camera on top of his helmet, looks over at Dean and company underneath the Yamaha tent and gives them the nod like, hey, we got this one. And still maintaining that points lead after moto number 2 here. Abdullah will have a 2 and a 1 with Ayin Tosca, a 1 and a 3. Actually, it'll be a 1 and a 5 with a DNF. And Shantae Bukes with a 3 and a 2.
Oh, boy.
So Shantae Bukes looking to get that silver medal tonight on the podium.
Oh, my gosh, that would be awesome. I do believe that's her first podium finish in the Pro-Am Runabout Open class, so be a great opportunity to celebrate with her. I was just thinking about talking to Tim Judge from Judge Motorsports yesterday on the setup for these boats, and if it changed drastically between Reno with that 4,500 feet above sea level to St. George, because you're still dealing with altitude. He said, oddly enough, no, there was quite a bit of changes. Won't be able to run the same setup. Mikey?
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Kuwaiti killer, Abdullah Al-Fadel on that Dean's Team Yamaha, sponsored by KSR of Kuwait.
And in second place is going to be number 72. That is Shantae Bukes out of South Africa.
Well, congratulations to both them 2 riders here. And ladies and gentlemen, I believe that we'll be back. We'll be back right after these commercial breaks.
I wanna see uptown, downtown. I wanna breathe the sky and come crashing down. And if I get lost, you better bet I'm gonna get found. Hey, yes, you know I'm hungry. And you better bet I'm easy. You know I'm homeward bound. And if I get lost, you better bet I'm gonna get found.
What makes a city a destination? Is it the history of the place or the history you can make there? Is it the famous or not so famous that make it special? Really special. Natural or made by hand? Ask yourself, is your next destination hip, historic, and almost heaven?
I'm Danny Jones, Mayor of Charleston, West Virginia, with a personal welcome to the city that's known for its hospitality, river fun, cool restaurants, historic architecture, and great meeting venues. Make your next destination someplace hip, historic, and almost heaven. Make it Charleston, West Virginia.
And we are back live for Pro-Am Ski GP. Mike, race number 2 and down on the line. He is out of Lake Havasu City, Arizona. Is sponsored by Bullet Racing, Hot Products, Scat Track, Mac Racing, Maxima Oil, Quakey Sense, Jet Trim, ADA Racing, and Fly Racing. It's boat number 17, Aaron Gawecki.
And boat number 24 coming to us out of Liberty Lake, Washington, riding for Weber Power Pro Watercraft, Helm Racing, and Peak Power Sports, Derek Helm.
And I just want to mention that Aaron's sponsored by Divas Bling because I almost forgot that. Out of Lake Havasu City, Arizona, sponsored by Monster, Mac Racing, Bullet Racing, Jet Pilot, Liquid Militia, Scat Track, Jet Trim, and ADA Racing as well. Boat number 30, it's the Mac Attack, Chris McCluggage.
And coming to us out of Tucson, Arizona, riding for Mac Racing, Liquid Militia, Rhino Power, K&N Performance, Jet Trim, Paradise, Burn Industries, and Bullet Racing. Boat number 72, Ryan Decker.
He comes out of Surprise, Arizona, sponsored by My Dad, Bullet Racing, Villain Clothing, Rhino Power, Oakley, Jet Trim, Optima Racing, and Ultimate Watercraft. It's 83 of Cody Copenhaver.
And boat number 88 comes to us from Las Vegas, Nevada, riding atop a factory Yamaha. Sponsored by HydroTurf and Body Glove, it's Flo, Rob Flores.
Out of West Harrison, Indiana, he's sponsored by Yamaha Corporation, HydroTurf, Wiseco, ADA Racing, Fly Racing, ETS Racing, and Judge Motorsports. The 94 is Blockhead, Josh Block.
And boat number 177 on some OPP out there out of Sacramento, California, riding for Liquid Militia, the Gold Club, Slippery, Scat Track, Gasket Tech, HydroTurf, 1-800-Radiator, Fly, Riva, Synergy Oil, Ultimate Watercraft, M&M Marine, and BB Carmouche. It's Pete Zernick.
I love it. Out of Boise, Idaho, he's sponsored by Commander Industries, Explosion, Fly Racing, Jet Trim, Rhino Power, Burn Industries, R&M Racing, and Rockstar. It's boat number 152, David Rediger.
And boat number 177 out of Phoenix, Arizona, riding for Ultimate Watercraft, Liquid Militia, Lucas Oil, Hot Products, TBM, Jet Pilot, Scat Track, Jet Trim, Rhino Power, IPD Graphics, Roseville, Kawasaki, and OptimalRacing.com. 177 is BB Carmouche.
Out of Bountiful, Utah. He's sponsored by Queen Racing, HydroTurf, Jet Tribe, Liquid Militia, Oakley, Shark Energy Drink, which you never get to drink that again.
Come on now.
Nope. It's a boat 182, Rock Austin, or B-Rock.
Boat number 190 out of Wadsworth, Illinois, riding for JetSkiWebsite.com, Bellray, EVS, IPD Graphics, Jet Renew, Jet Trim, Jet Pilot, Ultimate Watercraft, Sportland 2, Z-Force, and Lockstraps, Mike Windrix.
He hails from Sparks, Nevada. He's sponsored by Liquid Militia, Commander Industries, 1-800-Radiator, and HydroTurf. It's boat number 658, Ian Roberts.
And from Flowery Branch, Georgia, riding for Blosian, Optima, Riva, HydroTurf, IPD Graphics, 100% Goggles, Rhino Power, Jet Pilot, and Judge Motorsports, Jordan Carroll.
And he comes from South Africa. He's sponsored by Commander and Burn Industries and Rockstar. Also your winner in the qualifier yesterday, the ZA1, the Mott's in the house, Dustin Mott-Zuras.
And Mott's going to be starting on the inside pole. Notice the far right-hand side. That's where you'll find. And look who his holder is. None other than Mr. Moto Zoo himself, Chad the Burner Cole.
Man, I tell you what, the number of hole shots that he has been a part of has to number in the hundreds by now.
Oh, yeah. Feel the horsepower.
Oh, man.
And we are off and away in this final event.
Back to back. Those guys were side to side on the start. Cody Copenhaver and Dustin Mott-Zuras. Cody lined up right next to Dustin. What a great race for Cody yesterday as well. And you can tell they are still sweeping right side by side, Mike, as they come into the final turn before those splits.
Yeah, it looks like, is that Mott-Zuras going to the inside, Copenhaver to the outside?
Yes, it is.
It looks like McCluggage follows suit on the outside. The Mac Attack on boat number 30, the Monster Energy Bullet Racing Machine. And here we come out of the splits.
Actually, that looks like Dustin Mott-Zuras and David Rediger side by side as they come to the front stretch. Hole shot's going to go to Dustin Mott-Zuras.
Yeah, and, we got McCluggage back there in the third spot, followed by Cody Copenhaver in fourth. And trying to get a number on that fifth place position, that's Derek Helm in the fifth spot. Ryan Decker, I believe, rounding out your top seven here on lap number one.
Yep, we got B-Rock in the house as well. Looks like either seventh or eighth back there. I know he was on the move as they went past that first part of the front stretch. Wow, great start and exactly what Dustin Mott-Zuras needed.
Yeah, Mott's getting out there in front, trying to put a little real estate now between he and second place, Redinger. And Redinger on one of the new Commander K1 hulls.
Yeah, and I got to say, it's the first time that you and I and this national tour have not been announcing Chris McCluggage at the lead of this pack.
I noticed Brock Austin picking up the penalty buoy. Must have got pushed on the inside of one. A lot of riders out here, a lot of talent here in the Pro-Am Ski GP class in St. George, Utah.
Yeah, as we drop down into the front stretch, just another quick look. Again, Dustin Modzuris on that signature boat brought to you by Commander Industries ZA1. The battle heating up between Chris McCluggage, though, and David Redinger.
Yeah, McCluggage having to hit the brakes there as they work their way around the bubble on the bottom left-hand side of the track.
Meanwhile, fourth place as we click back, still got Cody Copenhaver with a little clean water, actually. Derek Helm in fifth.
Yeah, you got Decker still in the sixth spot. And it looks like... that
might be Gawecki in seventh.
Yeah, I was going to say either Gawecki or Zernick.
Yep. And then in eighth, B-Rock, boat number 182, that very bright orange and black boat. Easy to find him anywhere on the track. Had a great interview today, actually, with the Austin family. It was one of the things we were talking about.
Once again, this is the second race of the Pro Show here, the Pro-Am Ski GP. Just so you folks know that are listening in at home, the Pro Runabout Stock Class will be up next, race number 3.
Yep, and as I look down, it's a reminder of home. As I look down on that very familiar shirt in the back, Woo Motts, none other than Nedra Atwood in the house.
Yeah, we got the Pro Watercross Tour #1 fan, Nedra Atwood, and ringing the bell right there for her favorite rider, the Motts, Dustin Modzuris. Redinger still holding off those charges being put on by McCluggage.
Yeah,
and he is working. He is really working that boat.
I'll tell you, when you look out on that, the top two riders brought to you by Commander Industries, then back one, a Bullet Racing boat, and Chris McCluggage on board.
Yeah, that was Jordan Carroll that Brock Austin was just able to get by. I believe we had called that out wrong. So Austin moving up into the 7th place position, right behind Ryan Decker.
You know, when I was sitting there trying to do motocross math, and then I remembered, too, that we have always changed this program now. This is just one moto for these guys, and this main event is it. And as I talked to some of the riders last night, got some mixed reviews on that. Some of them love this format, but others are like, oh, I need the consistency, right? I want both those motos so I can average out. Oh, look back down. Look like one of our riders going down. Is that Mac?
That was Mac, I believe, that they went down.
Not only did he go down, but he actually went back and circled the buoy. You don't have to do that anymore, but trying to pick up that buoy. Does that mean he still has to go pick up the penalty buoy, though, Mike?
That would be a good question for Cliff Roy, our race director. We'll let him make that call. So Copenhaver actually moves up into 3rd. McCluggage slides back to 4th. Helm on boat number 24 in the 5th spot. Your leader, still Modzuris, followed by Redinger on 152. Well, the word that we're getting up here is that McCluggage did not go beyond the buoy, so it's not like he really circled back to get it. He just come even parallel with the buoy. Kind of looked like it from where we're at from our vantage point.
I don't know, hard to tell, but I'll tell you right now, buoys have been an issue for McCluggage. When you look back yesterday, were you just talking about that? Because I was asking Cliff, but when he missed that buoy yesterday, it was a heartbreaker for him, but he obviously did that to avoid hitting another rider.
Right.
And then today we've got another little bit of controversy, right? Because I'm not sure if he really missed that buoy and has to make it up or not. Did you see him pick up the penalty?
I did not, but you know, this is a Pro Watercross Tour, and without drama, we ain't racing.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, looking back out on the track, let me just get reoriented. We've got Dustin Modzuris on the front stretch.
Yeah,
still leading.
Yeah, along with Redinger in his back pocket as they work their way around the bubble.
What a great addition to that Commander team, bringing David Redinger and his dad, Kevin Redinger, on. Back you look at 3rd, we got Cody Copenhaver now moving up into 3rd. That's going to give him a shot at the podium, Mike.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Copenhaver doing a great job. This is the best that he's done this year so far on the tour. Sponsored by his father, Bullet Racing, Villain Clothing. And speaking of Bullet Racing, you know, here in this main event, the Pro Ski GP, I counted 8 Bullet Racing hulls out there.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Oh, yes, I did.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, that's even more of a signature, just how good Tim Gawecki and all the crew are that have put together that Bullet Racing. I tell you what, man, they caused a lot of uproar when they first came out with that hull. We got, looks like all kinds of action out here. As I look up, Chris McCluggage coming off of that backstretch work, and Cody Copenhaver, he wants a shot at a podium finish here.
Fierce battle going on over here between Ryan Decker and Jordan Carroll as they work their way through the chicanes on the top left-hand side of the track, and that's your battle for 7th spot.
All right, let's count them through here. As the halfway marks come out, you got Dustin Modzuris in the lead, David Redinger about 5 boats off of him, And then when you look back a little bit further, in third, it is going to be Cody Copenhaver on that signature purple boat with the 83. And then in fourth, Chris McCluggage clicking it back one more. What a great run for Derek Helm in fifth.
Yeah, I'll tell you, McCluggage having to work for a paycheck out here this weekend. You know, tough break yesterday, as you had pointed out. Controversy here in this one, and sitting in fourth spot, one off of the podium.
Well, how interesting that we just got through talking about how these 12-minute motos have been a huge asset for a lot of the racers. Let's see if Chris McCluggage can turn this longer moto into a podium finish. Oh, close run here for the boat number 72.
Yeah. Oh, and it looks like that was Decker.
Yep, and Jordan Carroll?
And Jordan Carroll, yeah, that were battling, and Decker having to miss a buoy. And Rob Flores looks like he might be having some problems.
Man, Rob has had such an up and down year, and what's a tough breaks for a gentleman that's been racing. What a career. 27 years this guy has been racing as a professional athlete in the Pro Watercross Tour. And right now, a sad face, he's coming in to get that boat. Take a look at it.
Yeah, tough break for Flo, but you know that we'll see him back in the Pro-Am ski stock class.
So David Rediger, about, what do you think, 6 seconds off of Dustin Montzuras. Meanwhile, battle for third, Mike.
Yeah, McCluggage was coming off the inside split, and there is no battle anymore. McCluggage overtakes the third place position.
Bam.
Just like that, made that inside split work for him. Cody went to the outside, and that was just enough for McCluggage to pull ahead as they headed toward the bubble.
Yep, and I noticed Mike down there taking a look at his clock, so he's going to take a look and see what the distance is, I think, between McCluggage and second place. See how much time he's got to make up. Meanwhile, Dustin Montzuras getting a little opportunity to stretch his back on that back stretch. Just open that up a little bit. David Rediger still on the charge behind him. I'd say about 8 boats behind him.
Yeah, and 9.46 seconds between first and third right now.
I wondered if you were timing that. How long again?
9.4 seconds.
Ugh. If I were Dustin, that would not be enough time. Let me just say it that way.
Yeah, exactly.
I would want more time between me and the back attack.
Well, he's going to kick the tires and light the fires down the front straightaway as he works right to left and starting to put a little more real estate between he and Rediger. Rediger tried to work that inside split, and Decker about ready to go a lap down as he had to hit that penalty buoy after the mishap on that last lap. Copenhaver still holding on to that 4th spot on that beautiful purple number 83. And Derek Helm, a solid 5th, followed by Utah's own B-Rock.
Yeah,
that's right, Rock Austin.
6. He has just been a great racer. It's so much fun to watch his career. As you know, his dad started racing back in the mid-90s, and then B-Rock, soon as he was old enough, soon as he turned 10 years old and they did that junior program, B-Rock was hooked into the Pro Watercross and has been a signature figure ever since.
Yeah, you know what? And a valuable asset to the Pro Watercross Tour. Love having the Austin family here. The whole Austin clan is here, it being only 4 hours from their hometown of Bountiful.
All right, just taking a look out on the right-hand side of the track, seeing if we can get our eyes on the 2 leaders here. We've got Dustin Montzuras, who won the qualifier yesterday. And that ego boost and that confidence boost, all he needed to come out here, lined up on the pole position, and he is currently leading, and unfortunately walking down that front right behind the line. Rob Flores making his way back to his trailer. All right, Dustin Montzuras on the front stretch. David Rediger second. McCluggage gaining time, Mike.
Yeah, gaining time. That's an understatement. Only 4.5 seconds now between first and third, but only 2 minutes left to go in this one. 2 minutes plus a lap.
Oh. Again, you can see what we were talking about, these 12-minute plus a lap motos. Again, it's a changeover for us in the program this year. And also the fact that we are using one moto as a main event for the Pro-Am Ski GP. So all of the marbles right here.
Uh-oh, Montzuras has to come and hit the penalty buoy.
Uh-oh.
And looks like
Rediger is actually giving him a bid for that. It takes over the lead. That puts him in strike distance of Chris McCluggage.
OMG, baby. So,
I've got another word.
Yeah, exactly. Uh-oh. And you got a rider down up there on the top right-hand side of the track. Let's see if it affects the leaders. Your top 2 go to the outside split. McCluggage going to find clean water on the inside with nobody in front of him.
Well, and let me say this about that. He also made that pass on Cody Copenhaver doing the exact same move. Let's see if it turns out in his favor again, Mike, as they drop into the front stretch.
1 minute. 1 minute plus a lap left to go. And your top 3, Redinger, Montzuris, and here comes the Mac Attack.
Well, I got to be thinking right now, Dustin's like, wait a minute, I put David Redinger on my team. Now David's winning.
Right, exactly.
Your boat's going to the back of the trailer. No, I'm just kidding. Those guys are a lot of fun.
And look at this.
Oh,
B-Rock able to get in front of Helm, so Brock Austin moving into 5th place.
I could hear Carrie Austin screaming all the way up in the tower. She's way down on the beach, but I could hear her all the way up here, her and the whole clan down there.
Huge contingent of Austin fans here this weekend.
Yeah, so that puts B-Rock in 5th, Derek Helm in 4th, and then as we click our way up, man, Chris McCluggage 3rd, Dustin Montzuris 2nd, and David Redinger leading.
You know, and the top 3 had to get through some back markers there on the top left-hand side of the track, and now kind of evenly spaced out, about 3 seconds between 1st and 2nd, and another 3 seconds between 2nd and 3rd.
Right as Dustin Montzuris came into that outside split, he got a black marker, and that's slowing him up, Mike.
Right, and McCluggage takes the inside. Again, we'll find clean water with nobody over there.
Oh, my. That is going to be really close as he comes out of that. And you can tell he looked over and saw McCluggage and hit the gas even harder. Dustin Montzuris dropping down to that front stretch. Now the story between these two guys.
Oh, and McCluggage hops out of the inside split with the white flag flying. Less than a lap to go. This is where champions are made.
Oh, my gosh. I can't believe these guys are taking it down to the wire like this. It's got to be just as stressful for them. Dustin Montzuris taking a quick look back as they come off of that final turn on the left-hand side.
I need my heart medication.
I do, too. Cody Copenhaver still maintaining that solid 4th. You've got B-Rock in 5th. What a great showing, both of those young riders moving up into these ranks.
And Redinger looking for his first win on the Pro Watercross Tour this season.
Oh, and I bet his dad is about to have a heart attack down there in front of us. He's being really quiet.
I'll tell you what a solid family they are. Great folks, father-son team. They come to all the events. It's great to have them back on the Pro Watercross Tour.
Yep.
After taking a little hiatus.
He is watching really quietly as they come through on this final turns. Oh, my gosh. My heart is totally beating so fast watching these guys. David Redinger, this would be his first tour win on the Pro-Am Ski GP. First time that he's done this, and Nedra Atwood going crazy. White flag is up.
And he is left, he is right, and here he comes down the front straightaway. The checkered flag is out, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up
for Redinger. Oh, my gosh, Chris McCluggage just went down sideways a little bit on the boat. Checkered flag came out. Oh, tell him what happened, Mike.
Well, I'll tell you what, Redinger got your first place position. Dustin Montzuris out of South Africa taking second, a pair of Commander boats. And Chris McCluggage, you can see the camaraderie amongst them guys. Look, they jumped off the boats onto each other. There is a celebration going on in St. George.
Man, I tell you what, huge congratulations to both of those Commander riders. Phenomenal end to that race. That'll be a long time before we ever forget that finish. And Chris McCluggage throwing his heart out. I tell you what, he was wide open trying to take that turn, and the boat popped up. Lost control of it. That was all it took to let those guys take the finish. But beautifully done. All 3 of them obviously going to the podium, but everybody in the tower right now is still reliving that race.
Wow. Copenhaver ends up in 4th. Copenhaver ends up in 4th. Brock Austin with a great finish ends up in 5th. And wow, all I can say is wow.
I have
Rick,
goosebumps.
I believe, is going to take us to commercial, folks, and we'll be coming back at you. For those of you who are listening in on the Visit West Virginia live stream with the Pro-Am Runabout Stock Class.
gosh, that was great. Hey, I just want to say something real quick. I'm back here with Mike Young. I'm Don Dawson. You're watching the live stream. Special thanks to Visit West Virginia, by the way, for being our great sponsors. But I do just want to mention really quick, in addition to us being very excited and amped about this race, in case you were noticing a little bit of a bobble or some things going on with the live stream, we are working with outdated equipment and a very excited and happy camera operator.
His name is AJ Handler.
Okay, now I wasn't going to bust him.
Hey, by the way, thanks to Visit West Virginia, because we're getting new and updated equipment and one more cameraman by the time we get to Lake Hartwell.
Yeah, I can't wait. But thanks again, really, to AJ Handler and to Jennifer and the entire crew for the Pro Watercross crew this year for 2015. They have upped the amplitude big time. We are getting all new equipment. We've been working very hard to increase this beautiful, beautiful live stream. Special thanks to Rick Ignacio, of course. And thank you tons, by the way, for listening in and giving us such awesome feedback. It has been listened to, and I hope that you're noticing all the differences.
All right, let's go back to racing with the Pro Runabout stock class.
Bada boom, bada bing.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Boat number 30 out of Kuwait City, Kuwait, riding for Dean's team, Yamaha Factory Racing and Reva Racing, Abdullah Al-Fadel.
All right, she is out of South Africa. She's sponsored by Commander, Burn Industries, TM Trucking, and LPS is Boat 72, Shantae Bukes.
Boat number 110 out of Bradenton, Florida, ride atop of Factory Yamaha, sponsored by Reva Racing, HydroTurf, Jet Pilot, Neptune, and Dean's team. That is the Slugger, Troy Snyder.
Out of Lake Worth, Florida, sponsored by Dean's team, Factory Yamaha, Free Values, and Sharp Action, Boat 999 of Travis Zalesko. And man, yesterday.
Yeah, Zalesko did very well in this class. And here we go. As we come out, it looks like Dean's team running in first place right now with Abdullah Al-Fadel, the Kuwaiti killer.
Yep, sure enough. Got the Slugger in second, boat number 110. Aboard that Judge Motorsports powered boat.
And Shantae Bukes in the third spot, holding off Zalesko.
Yeah, and Zalesko looked like you last weekend with that Hertz rent-a-car.
Hey.
Did a little bit of a spin there. Just kidding.
Shh, you're not listening, Hertz.
Shush. All right, you're watching Pro-Am Runabout stock out on the line, and Abdullah, as we had said, this guy, I tell you what, talk about a high achiever. 3 national titles.
That's what he's looking for.
Man. Well, I'll tell you what, he's got the right team for it. Dean's team, those guys have been wrenching ceaselessly. I mean, unbelievable commitment.
You know, and Scott Watkins and the folks at Yamaha have really given them a lot of support, which has helped them with their deal here on the Pro Watercross Tour.
Yep, talked a little bit to Dean as well about, you know, how you tune for these different events. And he said, you know what, same thing, even if I've been here before, I treat it like it's a whole new event. I'm always trying to look for the combination that'll work best for each rider. And they customize these rides for the rider. Look at Troy Snyder out there looking great, second place.
Oh, it's Zalesko taking a water sample down here, and you can tell he's visibly upset as he was coming out of that inside split and just
tough break.
Hit a Dawson Digger.
Will you quit that? We shall not be explaining what that is. Okay, so the recap on him, it was Travis Zalesko yesterday with the whole shot on this one, had a great run going.
And by the way, for those of you folks listening in at home, the Sport GP class, it will be coming up next. Sport GP to the starting line.
Yep. Okay, again, the countdown. Abdullah Al-Fadel leading. He's coming from that outside split. Troy Snyder, great to have him back out at St. George. Has had a couple of real breaks with the boat and some of the tuning issues for him, but those guys were working very hard to get him back out on the water, and looking great in second.
Yeah, Zalesko able to jump back in, but he is going to be in between first and second place. Al-Fadel and Snyder. Shantae Bukes still in a solid third place, trying to keep Troy Snyder in her crosshairs.
Yeah, and I tell you, it's really interesting. I am sure after the great finishes that she had last week and this week, it's got to be hard for her to fly back. Not able to make the final two rounds, but will be at the World Championships.
And from what we understand from talking to her in the pit, she's actually working her way through school over there in South Africa.
She is, actually, yeah. So unfortunately, we can't steal her away, although we want to.
We want to. Of course we do. Shantae, hey.
Hey. Again, you're watching the Pro-Am Runabout stock, part of our Pro Show in beautiful St. George, Utah. Just a couple of statistics for you. 81 degrees is what you're looking at for the water temperature.
For the water temperature. I was going to say, what are you talking about, Don?
I knew I saw your eyeballs get all wide there. Like, girl, what clock are you on?
Yeah, we're looking at a temperature high today. I seen on the Weather Channel, I think 112 today. It was 113 yesterday, 112 today.
Man, oh man. I had to tell you a funny story. So you know that Steve Webster is from Phoenix.
Uh-huh.
So yesterday, Steve and Brittany were like, you know what, we're going to have to go back down to Phoenix to cool off. When was the last time you heard that?
Oh, my goodness.
It's just a little too hot here. It's so hot here. All right, so again, just clocking down these laps, 12 minutes plus a lap. And as you see, that really has made a difference for a lot of these riders. If you didn't get a great start, not a problem.
Yeah,
Could still work your way back up.
Just ask Redinger.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and McCluggage. Beautifully done. Really unbelievable race. We still got Sport GP to go, and that was a big, oh my gosh, that was a big brouhaha yesterday.
Great racing yesterday in that class. So once again, if you're a sport fan, or if you know a sport fan, make sure you dial them up. Tell them to tune in to ProWatercross.com and hit that live stream. Brought to you by Visit West Virginia.
Travis Selesko back aboard. Again, his inaugural run as a pro racer this year. And I noticed that you flipped the board, so we've got some people we want to thank.
Yeah, of course, we'd like to thank the Frame Brothers, Trey and Cam. Hopefully we're going to see them the last 2 stops from Hidden Trails Motorsports, our title sponsor here for the Pro Watercross Tour. Yeah, I know we love them.
We miss you guys. Anyway, we hope to get to see you soon. Well, you said they were going to be in Hartwell, so awesome. Also want to say special thanks to our manufacturer sponsors, Yamaha and, of course, Sea-Doo.
And, of course, all our good friends down there in Lake Havasu City at Jet Trim and Brian and Company up in Wisconsin at Jet Lift.
Yep, and of course, oh, you left that one for me, so I could keep practicing. Goggle Grip. And special thanks to Brad Maloney. I'm surprised he hasn't texted me yet.
Yeah,
actually.
to reference that, she said Google Grip yesterday. Well, some of these folks might not have been listening in yesterday.
No, I get
it's all
it.
good.
If I say the wrong thing, feel free to let me know on Facebook. Also, special thanks to Mike Bartolomeo at Optima Racing.
Solus, the official prop here this weekend.
As well as Slippery When Wet, our official wetsuit for the 2015.
And thank you to Jet Renew for making us look so good out there on the track.
Yep, and IPD Graphics for now we can show off how cool our sponsors look.
Davis Trailer World for all their assistance this year.
Yep, and Austin Spencer Collision.
Our local sponsors, the Moto Zoo, and of course St. George, Utah, where here they go A to Zion.
That is just a sampling of all of our great sponsors.
So Abdullah Al-Fadel kind of in a race of his own right now, as we've seen in the open class.
Yep, his theme song, All by Myself.
Don't wanna be.
Oh, no, I wanna be. At least out on this track.
Right, exactly. We're halfway home, 6-1 to go. Taking a look at the points in this class, Al-Fadel, the current points leader with 161.
Right next to him, and 134 points, it's Travis Selesko.
With 117 points, we got the slugger, Troy Snyder.
Yeah, really close to him, the tweaker, Eric Francis with 113 points.
And Brian Baldwin with 108 points in the Pro-Am Runabout stock class. But all this is about to change, I think, just a little bit after this weekend.
Yeah, I think so, too. Now, I'm questioning, would Eric Francis be able to maybe come back and hit any of those races, or is that broken hand just going to take him out for the rest of the year?
I'll tell you what, he's a tough little cookie.
I know.
Imagine we're going to see him back by the time we get to Lake Hartwell.
Well, I certainly hope so. He's definitely missed as well as all the other ones. Chris Saxon, Dylan Osborne very much missed as well. So hopefully we'll get to see them back on the East Coast. Meanwhile, back out on the track as I look out, you're right, really needing a whole lot of personal space, so he took some. It's Abdullah Al-Fadel still leading.
Yeah, Al-Fadel kind of, as we pointed out, in a race of his own. Battle starting to heat up a little bit for that second place position as the slugger, Troy Snyder. Actually, that's Zalesko that he got by. Zalesko's actually a lap down after coming off in lap number 2. So the slugger, Troy Snyder, kind of put it in cruise control down the front straightaway.
Meanwhile, looks like, Travis actually moving over for Troy.
That's Zalesko moving for Troy.
And also Ashante. Such a great racer. It's really cool to see Travis Selesko moved up in the ranks racing with the pros this year. I heard they were having a lot of fun off the water as well as a lot of our families during the Watercross tour.
Oh,
they were out playing last night in the dune buggies. And
I think they all rented some razors, and it went big here in St. George.
Yeah, it's just certainly cool to see that because, it's all the stress of racing and going from one tour stop to another. It's nice that these guys are able to get a little downtime and relax.
And speaking of downtime and relax, again, we'd like to say a very special thanks to Sunny Boys Barbecue for providing all the food for the Racer Appreciation Party last night.
Man, that was so yummy. Yep, had a great barbecue. And thanks so much to Joe Newman and all the volunteers, actually, that came out, not just this weekend, but last night as well. Thank you so much, St. George, Utah. You guys have definitely rolled out the red carpet and the red sand. Beautiful.
Exactly. Okay, Shante Bukes trying to apply the pressure here to the slugger, Troy Snyder, not giving up. As only about 2.5 seconds off the pace, but put down by the slugger right now, who's currently in second place.
I tell you what, I looked down right on the beach there, and Nedra Atwood checking the race order and the lineup. So great to have our #1 fan for the Pro Watercross Tour out hanging out with us. She's really been fighting a bunch of health problems, so I know it's always an effort for her to make it to the race, especially when she has to travel. So Nedra, we love you, girl. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, yesterday and picking up a special award from the Pro Watercross Tour team.
Yep, officially. She's actually officially our Pro Watercross Tour #1 fan. She's got a plaque to prove it.
All right, Al Fidel. Still on the tear out there, bottom left-hand side of the track. That's where you'll find your leader if you're here with us. And Shantae really pushing Snyder. Snyder on the outside split right now. Shantae Bukes on the inside. And we'll see what the difference is between those two.
Yeah, I think he just noticed that she had been running the gas pretty hard there trying to catch her. Look at her in attack mode there as they drop on the front stretch.
You know what she did wrong?
I saw it. I'm not going to say it.
Wrong side of the split. She went on the wrong side of the green right there, and that is going to cost her.
Don't you be dissing on my girl.
She was only 2.1 seconds behind.
Oh, man. Okay, so what Mike is referring to, and we put that out there yesterday, is you'll notice that green buoy right before the checkered flags. That's actually what we have been calling the merge lane buoy. So you have to stay on the right side of that. If you're coming out on that inside split, you have to actually be on the right side of that buoy.
Exactly.
Can't cross over.
If you come from the outside, you have to be on the left-hand side of it.
And I say lefty? Yeah, okay, perfect. Thank you.
Less than 2 minutes to go, says the tower director, Nick Handler, as the 2 card being shown to Abdullah Al-Fidel.
And then we're going to be going up to our Sport GP class, which is coming up next. And definitely want to put your, and I'm stealing Mike's line here, put your tray tables in the locked and upright position, seat backs and the tray tables. See, I don't even get it right. I'll let you do it.
That's right. Put your seat backs and tray tables in their upright and locked position, because this race is ready to take off.
Oh, okay. You're right. You know, you do that a lot better. That's fantastic. Okay, again, as we talked about.
When you fly as much as we do, you know, we could probably become a flight attendant.
Mine normally is, ma'am, that's not your seat. You have to leave the first class area.
Excuse me, you're in the back. You're in steerage.
You're still in economy, young lady. Darn it. All right, just a little bit longer to go. As I look down over the tower for Nicholas Handler, I noticed that the 1 card now coming up. Just a little less than 1 minute to go for these guys.
So Abdullah kind of, again, putting it in cruise control, enjoying a beautiful race here for him. There we go. Now he's hitting the gas. I think he's seen that the live stream camera was on him.
Is that what it was? Oh, wait.
Well, he's got a bunch of friends watching in, you know, over in Kuwait, so, you know.
Oh, that's so cool.
He don't want them to see slacking.
That's true. Well, actually, I think he's playing a very smart game there. I'm sure that him and Dean Cherrier talked pretty extensively about that. Take care of that engine.
And Shantae missing that merge again.
Dadgummit.
Wow.
Well, you know what's happening is you're trying to pick a little bit wider line so you can hold the throttle open more. She's trying to work her way up to put the pressure on Troy, and unfortunately just not watching that merge lane buoy. And it's sneaky because there's only one, Mike.
Exactly. Only one right before the Moto Zoo finish line. And I'll tell you what, I know if Troy knew that she was missing that merge buoy, he'd be saving that engine.
Oh, absolutely.
And once again, the slugger, Troy Snyder, sponsored by Yamaha, Neptune, Dean's Team, Tim Judge Racing, TJ, Judge Motorsports, and Jet Pilot, HydroTurf, Mike Bonin. Speaking of HydroTurf, Mike Bonin, from what I understand, is going to be leaving HydroTurf on July 8th to pursue a career being a chef. And yeah, we're really going to miss him in the sport of watercraft racing.
Yeah, I want a big hug and a special acknowledgement for him. But what a way to pursue a dream. As you and I both know, he's had a passion for cooking and has always been a big part, a big love for him. So I think it's really cool that he is taking such a risk and being so courageous that way. And it's really awesome. And we wish you the very best. Shantae Bukes once again. Mike, what happened?
Yeah, she missed that merge right there before the Moto Zoo finish line again. So she's going to be docked a couple positions, which could be good news for Zalesko.
Well, true.
You know, Travis Zalesko in Moto #1 took a second place after hole shotting.
Yep, white flag is out.
Al-Fidel with about a half lap to go in this one. Again, Abdullah Al-Fidel coming to us from Kuwait City, Kuwait, riding for Dean's Team. Factory Yamaha Racing, Riva Racing, and the KSR Racing Team supporting him out of Kuwait.
And I see Jennifer down there talking to Roman. Looks like Glenn Young still has the hood of that sport boat up. As you know, he's been having a lot of troubles this last couple of tour stops with that boat. So hopefully he gets that fixed before we have the call for Sport GP coming up.
That's right. And they'll be coming up next. And Abdullah Al-Fadel, he went on the right side of the merge buoy.
Yes, he did. He also just took the win, ladies and gentlemen, for Pro-Am Runabout Stock. Going to be Troy Snyder, the slugger, in second.
And unofficially, Shantae Bukes in third, who missed that merge on the final lap as well. So at least she's consistent.
Not that you're counting.
No.
All right, and Travis Zalesko going to come in fourth on that.
And coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with the Sport GP in just a couple of moments.
When watercraft manufacturers invite the press for a preview of the following year's new models, it inevitably takes place in a beautiful location. And for their 2015 new model press intro, Yamaha certainly did not disappoint. The watercraft and boating press were brought to the Ritz-Carlton Lodge on idyllic Lake Oconee, Georgia. For 2015, there are really 3 new stories, the biggest being what Yamaha is calling
In just one moment as well. Still trying to get Glenn Young aboard his boat. And that is what, just get a little quick hold on the line, see if we can get him to make his way down there. If not, we're going to start doing the call here.
Tired of water spots baking on your boat from the sun? Try Jet Renew Pink Plus. Our 2-in-1 product is ideal to keep your boat looking good right when it comes out of the water. Made to enhance color, eliminate hard water deposits, protects from start to finish, leaving behind a high gloss and wax finish. Jet Renew Pink Plus. Spray it on, wipe it off, leaves a shine right behind every time. Available in gallons and 16-ounce bottles. We are the leaders in the marine industry.
All right, folks, here we go. Sport GP, we're back live. And here we go. Looks like Billy Dearman with a great start on the inside.
Yeah, and I tell you what, great to see Glenn Young being able to make it to the line. He had troubles yesterday with that, so Glenn Young on that outside also making a big sweep. Yeah, and a oop was a little bit of bumping.
Yeah, Guwicki able to bump himself right up into that first place position.
Taking the outside split. Looked like it might be Dearman. Oh, check that. Who was in front of Dearman on that as they went to the inside?
I'm not sure. It looks like it could be possibly Kelly Smith from Team Faith Racing, your points leader.
Points leader on the inside. Kelly Smith as Guwicki already pouring on the gas through the checkered flag, that Moto Zoo finish line.
Oh, and Glenn Young up into third spot.
Bam.
Glad to see he is back and running. And look at this battle here for the fourth place position, and that is Bill Miracle and Bill Dearman. And you can remember yesterday they were battling as well.
It was a repeat of yesterday today. It looks like Miracle right now in fourth, Dearman in fifth, Brian O'Rourke in sixth, Jeff McPhail in seventh. Meanwhile, the top three, Aaron Guwicki, Kelly Smith, and Glenn Young back in the hunt and on the National Tour Point System hunt.
That's it. By the way, we'd like to give a big shout out to John Francavilla, who is listening in from the East Coast. Another sport rider. Couldn't make it out this weekend, but wanted to say good luck to all the riders out here this weekend.
Hi,
How you
John.
doing, Johnny? Yeah, Team Ambasol listening.
Team Ambasol. That's what I was trying to remember, too. Perfect. All right, dropping into the front stretch. First official lap would be Aaron Gawecki, sponsored by Divas Bling. That gorgeous life jacket you see with all the sparklies on the back. That's thanks to Stacy.
Like I said, just absolutely bedazzling.
Oh, you're so cute. It's also sponsored by Team Bullet Racing.
Hey, by the way, just as a reminder, there is no swimming while the course is hot. Once again, no swimming while the course is hot.
And Jeff McPhail getting a little rodeo action as he comes through. And goggles have come off for Glenn Young as he's still trying to keep that motor together on the Sport GP class. And Glenn, as we had talked about, your national champion last year in this particular class, has had nothing but troubles with that boat this year.
And look at the lead that Gawicki has opened up already. And that is one of the Bullet Blaster hulls. And just as in Reno, we nicknamed him the Beast in Reno. Boy, can that kid ride.
You can certainly see why when you watch him just rail on that blaster. Meanwhile, got a new boat this year. That's number 2 boat, Kelly Smith. Sponsored by a ton of people. Fly Racing and Pilot and Flying J and Pirelli, just to name a couple of them.
Yeah.
And your current points leader, I think you wanted to talk a little about that.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about the points as I take a look out there. Billy Dearman has moved up into that third place position. Bill Miracle in 4th, and Brian O'Rourke from Team Faith Racing in 5th. And I'm wondering what happened to Glenn Young.
Well, he's back here in 6th, but he's having boat problems.
Yeah.
Actually back in 7th now. Oh, man, he is having, again, a lot of troubles with the boat.
And all of a sudden, we've got
a little microburst of wind
little
here.
microburst of wind, yeah. Paperwork flying everywhere. It's all good, though. We locked down.
Poor Glenn. I tell you, that is just such a heartbreaker. His goggles are off, actually, as well. He's just trying to wake it through a couple of laps there. Meanwhile, he looks like he might be the first one to be lapped by Aaron Gawecki. Coming through again, 12-minute motos plus a lap.
And what a tough break for Glenn Young. Boy, the altitude does not like Glenn.
No.
And neither does his travel agent.
Oh, I heard about that, yeah. Had a lot of trials getting out here. Tackling all of the stops.
Well, for those of you that are listening in at home, we'll run down the points here, top 5 for the Sport GP. Your current points leader on the deuce out there is Kelly Smith with 152 points.
Yep, it's going to be Billy Dearman in 2nd right now with 124 points.
And absent this weekend, but we'll see him, I believe, the final 2 rounds. Johnny Smith out of Melbourne, Florida, or Mims, Florida, rather, with 108 points.
Yep, with 105 points in 4th place, Jeff McPhail.
And rounding out your top 5 was Glenn Young, but things may change after this as Brian O'Rourke in 7th with 83. Sam Nemi not here, currently in that 6th spot with 92.
Yep. That gives you the points as we had come into this particular event. Well, obvious changes with that. We've had several people that are missing. Notably, hopefully get Mr. Wilson back out here. Jimmy Wilson we're missing in the ski class. And then, of course, Johnny Smith missing in the sport class.
Yeah, by the way, speaking of Jimmy Wilson, congratulations to him and Julianne. They had a baby just the other day.
Yes.
Congrats from all of us.
I miss you guys.
By the way, I'd like to say a big shout out to Tyron Matzuris, who is listening in, as well as GL Lejean and Nicole Petit from Jet Tribe.
Yep. Hi to all of you guys. Thank you so much for listening.
Baldwins
are watching, too.
Oh, well, hello, Miranda. Hello, Brian.
Hi,
hello, Portia.
Miranda. Hi, Brian.
How you guys doing? We miss you guys. It's hot. It's hot out here.
It is really hot out here. Tyron, hi to you, and congratulations on just getting married. That's so awesome.
Fantastic.
Why weren't we invited?
Yeah, exactly. Come on now.
Just kidding you.
They know how we act at receptions.
Stop it.
So once again, I believe coming up next, we're going with our 3rd moto, the Pro Runabout Open class. So Gawicki running away with this one out here.
Yeah, I was talking to a couple of friends of mine about his spectacular run when we saw him for the first time in Reno. And in fact, it will be a long time before I forget that, because we were sitting here talking and they showed up for practice. And he fired that boat up and then was just screaming around the course. And you and I were like, who is that?
Yeah, exactly. Brings up the hairs on the back of your neck.
Yeah, most certainly did. So, and he has lived up to that ever since. So great to see him out here. But as you can see, he has just dropped into that front stretch and on the sort of towards this left-hand side now in the double reds. That's Aaron Gawicki aboard that number 17 boat, bright silver boat. And as you said, it's a bullet hull blaster. Allowed to do that in the GP class, where they have modifications to the hull as well as the engine if they want.
I think Bullet makes everything faster.
Everything?
Everything.
Okay. Okay, so again, Aaron Gawicki leading. The last time that I had looked up, it was Kelly Smith in second, so I'm going to have to look back here, double check our standings, but yes, it is. Kelly Smith back here is running second place.
And I'm taking a look out on the track for Gawicki, because I believe he has lapped all the way up to fourth place at this point, because they're second place just coming through the MotoZoo finish line. Billy Dearman on the Triple Aces. And I'm sure that we've got Tony listening in at home too, watching on the live stream brought to you by Visit West Virginia.
Hi, Tony. Okay, so I'm going to say I think Dearman is third. Billy Dearman's third, but I think Kelly Smith is second.
Yeah, that's right. My bad.
No, you're good.
And here comes Kelly Smith, or actually that's Brian O'Rourke, who is in fifth place.
So there's Kelly.
Yeah, Kelly coming into the split right now, top right-hand side of the track.
Taking the outside split if you're looking for him out on the track. Again, Kelly Smith second, and then third is Billy Dearman, who's moved up into third. He actually didn't even get third on that. He was battling out with Bill Miracle, so great to see him push his way to third.
Things to remember, Smith still your points leader, and Dearman currently in second. So looks like they will hold position, you know, if things kind of stay similar to what they are in this next moto, or final moto.
Starting to open up the gap between themselves and some of the other competitors, so that's all helpful for sure. Green flag still out. Again, we're looking at 12-minute motos, and I see Glenn Young as I look out on the track, still on the track, still trying to just nurse that engine. You can hear how loud it is as he's coming through. That engine not at all going at top performance right now, and I know Glenn has just been very frustrated. We got the opportunity to catch up with him yesterday. You'll see one of those interviews on the stream.
So once again, Don, for those of you folks that are listening in at home, next race will be our Pro-Am Runabout Open. That'll be followed by the third moto of our Sport GP, and then the final moto of the Pro-Am Runabout Stock, and then that will do it for today's Pro Show for everybody listening in at home.
Thank you, bud. Again, special thanks to our sponsors, to include our title sponsor, Hidden Trails Motorsports, Trey and Cameron Frame. Also, special thanks to our manufacturer sponsors once again, Yamaha and Sea-Doo. Thanks to Jet Trip and to Jet Lift. We really appreciate you guys. And don't forget, if you're listening in on the stream or are part of the racing, be sure and support the sponsors that support us.
That's right. Support the sport. I'd like to say a special thanks to Chad Cole and the folks from MotoZoo 2 for sponsoring our start and finish line. Gawicki actually coming through the MotoZoo finish line with 2 minutes left to go, +1. And second place, Kelly Smith, who bestowed the blessing on the event earlier today. Currently holding on to that second place position. He's working his way through the outside split right now. And Kelly, what a great addition to the tour. Came on the tour about a year and a half ago, and has really worked with Brian O'Rourke. And them guys have done very well together.
You know, he has, and I have to say, I think he surprised even himself. He's no noob by any means, right? He's been on the Arena Cross and Motocross Tour and been a part of racing, professional racing, as he had talked about, over a decade. So he's very experienced. But, it caught me by surprise how much fun this was. And he said it, and how intensely physical this sport is compared, and he would know, obviously, having competed in those other two disciplines.
Yeah, exactly. He was a former Arena Cross champion. and part of the Michigan militia.
Yep.
Look at this, 3 wide down the front straightaway as Gawicki splits a couple back markers there. I believe that was McPhail and Glenn Young. McPhail not doing too bad in the points, staying fairly consistent here in this Sport GP class.
Yeah, I think he's 5th or 6th in the points right now.
Less than a minute to go. As we head into the...
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say we're heading into the latter stages of this. This is only Moto number 2. These guys will be back right after the Pro Runabout Open, which is coming up next.
I wanted to say a big acknowledgement to Bill Miracle out there charging. Really fun to watch him back out here. Wasn't able to make all of the stops, I don't think, but great to have him in St. George. And, man, he put on a heck of a show on these first 2 motos.
Yeah, exactly. Great competitor.
Okay, Kelly Smith coming through again. All of them now on the 1 minute marker, and 1 minute card is up in the score tower. Yeah, you know, in case you're wondering, where does the scoring happen? If you'll notice when you look down on the score tower, you've got Nick standing up there as he puts out the different flags, but the scorers are actually sitting out in the tower all day long. That is where you see all the scores coming from.
Right, they're filling out lap charts. Lap charts are then transported up to the engine room, as we like to call it, to Jennifer Handler, and she tabulates those scores and puts them up on the pit board, which is located just outside the trailer. Thank you. This has been a public service announcement.
Where the air conditioning is.
Where the air conditioning is. You got that
all right.
right.
All that brought to you by MotoZoo, by the way, going through that MotoZoo finish line. White flag is out, Mike. So now Aaron Gawicki can see the end, or the culmination, if you will, of the Sport GP class.
And he has been absolutely dominant the past 2 weeks here in the Sport GP class.
Well, it's pretty easy to do the math with him, too. He had a win in the first moto and looking to lock it up with the second win. Just a few turns away as I look out over the track. He's up just coming into the split section. Going to take the outside split. He also has seemed to prefer that outside split this entire weekend. Love that boat, by the way. And again, the bling that you see on the back, all that sparklies, has caught on. He's already created a trend.
Exactly, Diva Bling. And how about it, ladies and gentlemen, for Aaron Gawicki out of Lake Havasu City, sponsored by Bullet Racing, Hot Products, Scat Track, Mac Racing, Maxima Oil, Quakey Sense, Jet Trim, ADA Racing, and Fly Racing, taking the win.
Glenn Young coming through. Got to take that boat back into the trailer and get some work done. It looks like that's going to be number 3 coming through. We're still waiting for the second place rider, number 3 being Billy Dearman.
So he had lapped all the way up to 3rd place. An amazing job there by Aaron Gawicki riding for Bullet.
It's like Bill Miracle not staying in his own lane there, coming through the checker flags. Jeff McPhail was like, hey, I like my paint job.
Come on, dude.
Don't be messing with my paint job. All right, Mr. O'Rourke, I believe, coming in either 5th or 6th. And we look up onto the right-hand side. Our number 2 rider just now comes through, and that is Kelly Smith taking the 2nd place.
Yeah, great job there by Kelly Smith. Once again, staying consistent. And he knows that it's consistency that builds championships. He doesn't have to win every race. He's just got to win the war.
You're so smart. Okay, here's how the podium's going to look unofficially. It's going to be Aaron Gawicki at the top of that. Then Kelly Smith in 2nd, Billy Dearman in 3rd. That's how the podium's going to be for Sport GP.
Well,
okay, maybe.
Maybe. It all depends on what our 3rd and final moto says. But if it was only 2 motos, that's exactly how it would be.
Oh, that's right. 3rd?
We got 1 more moto, baby.
I keep thinking that we're almost done, and you're like, you're so silly.
Whenever you're ready.
When I see you, I run out of words to say. I wouldn't leave you, 'cause you're that type of girl.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, joining me up here on the Tower of Power, I've got Pro Ski GP rider Mike Wendricks out of Wadsworth, Illinois. How you doing today, Mike?
Man, doing awesome. It's fantastic to be out here in Utah. You know, I've never been to this part of the country, and it's amazing. You know, it's really hot, but it's not too bad. Got a little breeze going today, and the track's real tight and technical, and we're having a good time.
Tell me, being from Illinois, you're kind of right there at sea level. What changes did you have to make to your boat to make it run as good as it is out here in Utah?
Yeah, Brian Boyle from Ultimate Watercraft Performance definitely got us dialed in with that. Did make some prop changes, get a little more torque out of it because the RPMs get eaten up in the salvation. Change compression a little bit, get a little more juice out of there, and then jetting. I think we had the carbs off of our open ski 3 times. But Reno last weekend to here, very minor changes, and we got them running good and having fun.
I notice Z-Force is one of your sponsors as well, Tim Zarnstorff. What is he doing for you, man? I didn't know that old man was still in business.
Yep, Timmy Z is awesome. He's 30 minutes down the street from me. He builds my engines, and man, if he wasn't so busy, he'd be out in the water in Lake Michigan with me a little more testing, but man, he builds some awesome motors, and I got to definitely thank him. You know, the starts out there were tough for everyone this weekend, but stock class is my first podium, a third. I came into this round third in points and a third on the podium today, so we got one more round, but I think the way the points play out, that's how it's going to lay.
Tell me, what's it like, the transition coming from motocross, being a crossover athlete into watercross?
You know, it's not too difficult. Honestly, it's awesome because your endurance, your training, your fitness, the way that you do for moto is very similar out here, except the water's a bit softer, so it's awesome to I won't say it's awesome to fall. I'll say it's awesome to walk away.
Fantastic. Well, Mike, we appreciate you coming up here on the tower. Anybody you'd like to say hello to back at home?
Yeah, definitely. You know, Emily, my girlfriend, my mom back home watching, the fans. And then obviously got a list of sponsors. Got to thank jetskiwebsites.com. If you guys want to get into racing, definitely go on jetskiwebsites.com. Check out all the different guys selling parts, all the tour information, where to go racing, where to buy things. Jet Renew has been awesome this year. Jet Pilot, Jet Trim, EVS, lock straps, Bellray Oils. Can't thank them guys enough. And then other than that, you know, IPD Graphics. Really, I think that's it. You know, Ultimate Watercraft, Z-Force, all the guys really getting me dialed in, and traveling across the country makes it a lot easier. And my dad for coming in and out, man, he's been working hard, flying in and out of town, not missing work as much as he can, and you know, being the truck driver. So it's working great.
Fantastic. We're going to see you in the next 2 stops on the tour?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be where we go, Georgia and then West Virginia. I'm looking forward to that. You know, in between Charlotte, there's some cool things to do in between those couple cities and go hang out. And
Fantastic. Well, I'll tell you what, good luck on your quest for the podium.
Yep, thank you very much. All right, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Wendricks, and we've got another special interview coming up next, so folks, stick around.
Yeah, real quick, just need to do a quick announcement for Sport GP. What we're going to do is take a Sport GP class going to be coming up next, right after this Pro-Am Runabout Open class. However, we're going to give you just a 10-minute break in between so you can catch your breath as we go live back to the live stream brought to you by Visit West Virginia. And we are back live with the wonderful live stream brought to you by Visit West Virginia. Thank you guys so much for that. And I am here with Joe Newman from Visit St. George.
Well, I'm here with Don Dawson. What better is that?
Oh my gosh.
It's the best.
Okay, so I have to tell you now that we can do a little bit of, you know, walking down memory lane. First time we had the pleasure of meeting you and the gang from St. George was in Florida. So looking back at that, your first experience to have a national tour here, obviously awesome for us. But what was it like for you?
It was amazing. Getting to see the races out at Panama City Beach was an eye-opening experience. It was like, I had no idea personally about this sport, but it was like, this is the coolest thing ever. I am personally an avid water enthusiast. I love wakeboarding. I own boats and all that kind of stuff. And then just the idea that we could bring this kind of high-energy water sport to my favorite place, St. George, Utah, was super exciting for me. So
we have absolutely loved it out here. Now, from somebody that's that lives in Utah, give me some tips on how do you handle the heat? Because honestly, triple digits and 112 degrees.
You know what? It's really not that bad with the water. That's what I love. Every time I get really hot, it just makes you want to jump in that water. So as you can see, I got a long sleeve shirt on. I've been in the water. It's nice and damp, and that soft breeze coming through keeps you cool. So
see, and I've already got insight tips on how to handle
That's how
this.
you do it. Just stay wet, stay happy.
I love that attitude for sure. So we have had so much fun hanging out here. It's been a pleasure, and in top of that, we've learned a lot of great things, not just about you, but about all the wonderful volunteers that we've had. You've had quite a few people out helping this weekend.
We do, and you know, that's a great thing about St. George. The community is so tight-knit. We're just small enough where everybody has a good sense of everybody in the community, but we are big enough to have all the great amenities of a big city. You've got all your favorite restaurants, all your favorite hotels, all your favorite kind of things you want to do, but people are just close-knit and they know each other, and so they're willing to pitch in and make our community great. So
I heard a rumor. I heard that St. George is one of the fastest growing cities in the country.
that's right. That's what we're told. The second fastest growing economy in the nation.
Wow.
And you can tell by all the building and all the commerce that's moving in here, probably because we've got such a great location for outdoor activity, mountain biking, running. We've got our Ironman. We've got all sorts of activities for people right in their backyard. And so
Obviously, tourism a big part of that, but what other industry growth have you seen? Real estate, I'm guessing?
Yep, real estate for sure. The tourism industry is huge here because of Zion National Park. And, you know, events like Pro Watercross that come here and they, you know, see the benefits of bringing their contingency. It makes a lot of sense why we continue to grow.
So just so you know, I didn't pay him to do that plug, but great job on that, by the way, for the
My
Pro
pleasure.
Watercross Tour. All right, so as we get ready, are we going to be able to come back and hang out with you guys again next year, I
We
hope?
are so excited. We would love that. We're excited. We've made some, we're talking about some minor adjustments to tweak the show to be even a little bit better and more comfortable so everybody will enjoy it. Man, if you guys didn't come here this year, you are really going to miss out if you don't come next year because it's going to be the best.
Personal invitation from Joe Newman. Real quickly before we sign off and head back over to some racing, with special thanks to Sonny's. Oh my gosh, thanks for doing that.
Beautiful. They catered a barbecue dinner for all the riders last night, courtesy of our office. We just wanted to show all the people coming here a little bit of that St. George, Utah hospitality. And they're located out in Hurricane, Utah, which is where the lake is as well. And Hurricane City, everybody here in this community just pitches in to help our visitors know we love you. Please come, visit, enjoy our part of the world, and keep coming.
Oh yeah, heck yeah. Okay, one final thing because it was just too cute yesterday. So I don't know that you guys know this, but Joe also loves to do videography. He has this really cool camera. We put him out actually right past the course yesterday, and I heard you got a crazy shot. Tell me.
Oh my goodness. So I was out just past where the start line, it was coming out directly around the first corner. And one of the stand-up riders lost his balance and fell over. And I happened to be zoomed in right on that guy, right as he lost his balance. And then the rider right behind him, unfortunately, collided with him and sent his boat flying up and turned over. It was like the most epic shot, and I was talking about being in the right place at the right time.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I know you know, if you're listening in or watching us on the live stream, that you, like myself, love pro watercross and love watching racing, but I suspect that we have converted yet another to this great sport, and you and I both know why, because it's so much fun to watch. Joe Newman, thank you, buddy.
Thank you. John Dawson, you're awesome.
Thank your beautiful wife, by the way. I got to meet Emily yesterday. Oh, and you got all these great kids, so hopefully we'll get to hang out with them even more. What a wonderful family sport, but also great racing. We're going to get you right back to that. Thanks, bud.
RIDE stands for Revolutionary Intuitive Driving Experience.
What RIDE does is it's having two throttles, and you have a right throttle and you have a left throttle, and the right throttle controls going forward and the left throttle controls slowing down or going in reverse. Very intuitive, just two things, and after a very short period of time you don't even think about it anymore. Kind of like driving a car, you know, the gas is on the right, the brakes on the left, so you kind of just, your mind gets wrapped around that really quick, and it becomes real easy to use. You can hit the left side and you can decelerate very, very quickly. And our system utilizes a bucket, which is a design that kind of shoots the water out the sides instead of shooting it down. So the attitude or the trim level of the watercraft stays very, very neutral when you're using the deceleration part of that feature. Other than that, it's just the docking. It's so simple. The round boats coming in, slowing down, going into reverse, let go, it goes into neutral. It's all just, it thinks for you. So it's for us at Yamaha, It's probably, you know, one of the biggest features we've come out with in quite a while.
Usually the number one thing that both the press and consumers anticipate with new model introductions is an increase in horsepower and overall performance, particularly in the Musclecraft lineup. And while Yamaha didn't make any changes to their already quite muscular SVHO engines and drivelines, they did increase performance in both the FZ and FX SVHO models with the introduction of the new lighter weight Nano XL2 hull, resulting in weight savings of 35 pounds in the FZ and 46 pounds in the FX SVHO.
We've been working with sheet molded compound. It's actually, it's fiberglass, it's resin, and it's filler. The filler is what we've been really developing to reduce the weight on. We are now introducing a material called Nano XL2, so second generation of Nano XL. This is a material that's formulated utilizing nanotechnology, of course, and we are at a point where we're achieving the same durability, the same look, the same fit, finish, and quality with a 18% lighter material than our previous nano material, and it's about 40% lighter than our material that we've used in the past years. Ultimately, lightweight just gives you so much, it allows you to work with the hull in the areas that maybe you couldn't work with. Lightweight, you need less horsepower. Or you could use that lightweight in other areas. You could use it for comfort. You could use it for fun, agility. And of course, power to weight ratio is one of the key factors, you know, that we attribute to fun factor overall.
And for the record, the Watercraft rider crew were completely enamored with the gorgeous red, supercharged FZR. We simply couldn't get enough. Without a doubt, the question on everyone's mind was if Yamaha was going to introduce a new model to compete with Sea-Doo's new low-cost and very popular Spark. The answer is yes and no. Yamaha is introducing an essentially new model with a complete redesign of their former entry-level and best-selling VX series, featuring a long list of improvements, including the new ride system as well as cruise assist, and perhaps most importantly, a completely redesigned hull.
Hull design and hull development has been something it's ongoing for the last 20 years, and we continue to improve. Each time we come up with a new hull, you develop, you got to stop at some point because it's got to go to production, but you always have some idea of what you might have wanted to do to develop it and improve it even further. This year, for 2015, we've come out with an all-new platform, the VX series, which is probably the best hull I think I've ever been a part of development on. It is a little bit of everything, and that's the hard part. You can make a hull fast, but then it might not handle. You can make it accelerate well, but then it might not be fast enough. The handling on the new VX series and the comfort and stability and agility, you get all these words that kind of almost contradict each other, but that's the trick of getting a hull that really is truly a great hull, is just the perfect balance of all those characters, and the VX series certainly is delivering.
This rework moves the new VX series upline, allowing Yamaha to introduce their answer to the Spark by offering the former VX, a full-size watercraft offering more features than the base Spark, as the new lower-priced V series.
The V1 series for us is just a really solid boat, solid choice, 3-passenger capacity, and good performance overall, very stable, very predictable. And you can tow tubes and you can tow wakeboarders. You can do everything on it. I mean, it is our VX that we introduced in 2005. A full-size watercraft. It gives you the Yamaha quality, the stability, the comfort. What we're doing with the V1 series is we're holding a price point at the lower end with a really high-value product. It's the proven VX that's been the #1 selling watercraft for 10 years. And every year it's #1. So we're keeping that in the lineup right now. So it's going to be a really popular boat for us in 15. Over the last 20 years, each haul. We come out with maybe a new design every 2 or 3 or 4 years, and they just get better and better and better.
Hi, I'm Kevin Lewis from the Tourism Office in St. George, Utah, and I want to welcome you to Sand Hollow State Park, the newest stop on the Pro Watercross Tour. We are excited to have you here. You're going to love the crystal blue water, the coral sand, and the beautiful red rock and OHV country right here in Sand Hollow State Park. It's the newest site on the tour. We welcome you here. Happy New Year.
I'm through with standing in line to clubs I'll never get in. It's like the bottom of the ninth and I'm never gonna win this. Life hasn't turned out quite the way I want it to be.
Tell me what you want.
I want a brand new house on an episode of Cribs and a bathroom I can play baseball in, and a king-size tub big enough for 10 plus me.
So what you need?
I'll need a credit card that's got no limit and a big black jet with a bedroom in it. Gonna join the Mile High Club at 37,000 feet.
Been done.
I want a new tour bus full of old guitars. Mine star on Hollywood Boulevard. Somewhere between Cher and James Dean is fine for me.
So how you gonna do it?
I'm gonna trade this life for fortune and fame. I'd even cut my hair and change my name. Cause we all just wanna be big rock stars and live in hilltop bosses driving 15 cars. The girls come easy and the drugs come cheap. Well, I'll stay skinny cause we just won't eat, and we'll hang out in the coolest bars and the VIP with the movie stars. Every good gold digger's gonna wind up there. Every playboy bunny with a bleached blonde hair. And well, hey, hey, I wanna be a rock star. Hey, hey, I wanna be a rock star. I wanna be great like Elvis without the tassels. Hire 8 bodyguards that love to beat up assholes. Sign a couple autographs so I can eat my meals for free.
I have the quesadilla.
I'm gonna dress my ass with the...
All right, we are live again on the live stream with a quick interview with one of our favorite racers in one of our favorite racer programs, and I'm talking about the junior racing. And I am here right now with Mr.